Hold on, make sure this works. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sometimes this goes pretty slow for some guys here. So, you guys enjoy your morning. We're going to watch this press conference, or not the press conference, but pretty much what's going on here for the Eagles on W94 WIP. See what's going on with that real quick. So obviously let's get straight to it. Gonna see what Doug has to say, but we're gonna see what we're gonna see the rest of the show and just see what happens. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. I have some time this morning, so I figured let's do a live stream on it. Let's do it up.
If you take Ben off the field, the Steelers' defense is so good, the team can stay afloat. Without Ben, Pittsburgh was 500 in 2019.
We're gonna kind of skim through all this a little bit here and there. So let's just go through it together.
A playoff spot until the last week of the year. If you remove Mahomes or Rodgers from their teams, the Chiefs and Packers have no shot. It's a credit to Mike Tomlin. The Steelers can beat you a variety of ways. I'm Amy Lawrence.
Tonight, it's a new episode of All Rise, the legal drama where one judge is shaking up the system.
When I take the bench, I'm taking a vow to fight for justice.
One case at a time.
Your Honor.
We're going to trial.
Simone Missick is Judge Lola Carmichael.
Up on that bench, everything is different.
A new episode of All Rise.
Freedom is at stake. It's important.
Followed by a new episode of Bull, tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
At 610-980-4000, or again, visit them online, drglatt.com.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. Live from the Tasty Cake Studios. Your home for Eagles football. Touchdown! Sports Radio 94 WIP. A radio.com sports station.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to WIP Morning Show. It is a Monday morning, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Philadelphia, a city in crisis. If you do not think, after that abysmal performance yesterday in the rain in Cleveland by your beloved Eagles, there's not a crisis in the making, get a new TV because you weren't watching the same game we were. Jonesy, how bad was that?
That is atrocious. I mean, if you try to find one positive thing out of the game, you're searching. I mean, that was an awful display. I have not seen an Eagles team play that poorly, and they've been really bad all year, but that was the worst.
Al, the worst?
It was by far the worst because it wasn't just the game. It was an indictment of everything.
Thank you. 100% right. Rhea, horrendous?
They're the worst team in the NFL.
They may be, right now,
I don't care that they have 3 wins.
Well,
They're
the Jets
the worst
have
team.
0 wins, but you're out to something.
The Jets put up 28 points.
So let's start with a big statement. I want to start today with a big statement because there was a moment in that game where I realized maintaining the status quo was ridiculous. And that moment was when Carson Wentz got sacked in the end zone for a safety. I'm going to play it for you in a minute. Carson Wentz, ladies and gentlemen, must be benched. Must be benched. We'll look at the film. No. He needs to sit his ass on the bench indefinitely. Jonesy.
And the players know it, too.
They do.
They're waiting.
Listen to Brandon Graham.
They're waiting for it to happen.
boy.
That's the one thing. That's when you know it's time. They've had enough.
All right. Jonesy goes, yes, I'm benching Al. Yes, I'm benching Wentz.
Oh, absolutely.
Rhea, benching Wentz?
Yeah.
All right. In case you're still on the fence.
No.
I have a feeling the whole city understands the gravity of this situation. But let's start with a montage of the work yesterday by Wentz and then his comments after the game.
Wentz takes the snap, he pumps, he swings it out, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted! And in for a touchdown, it's talkie. That was a poor pass by Carson Wentz. He had Sanders in the flat, and he ballooned the ball. Back goes Wentz. He pumps. He looks. He starts forward. He plunges forward, and he's short. He held the football too long that time. One moment he looks so good, and then the next moment it's disaster. Wentz cannot be sacked right here. Wentz back. He's looking, stepping up. He's sacked for a safety. He didn't throw it away. He didn't throw it away. He had sufficient time, and he didn't throw it away.
You gotta throw that football.
Wentz takes the snap again. He looks. He pumps. He starts to run. He is dragged down. He held the ball too long, and that is it for this drive. He fakes. He steps up. He is floating it, and it is intercepted by the Browns to, for all practical purposes, end the game.
I'm the same player, I'm gonna go cut it loose. I'm gonna, be the same guy, and give it my all.
On September 11th, 2016, Carson Wentz beat the Browns 29-10. Here we are, 4+ years later, and he looks nowhere near like the quarterback he did in his very first NFL start.
It's disheartening to see where this thing has gone.
What is extraordinary about it is that he was a better quarterback as a rookie than he is in his 5th year. And I cannot sit here and give you a really in-depth investigation of why that has happened. He's obviously lost his confidence. That's pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
But what he has lost more than that is his ability to understand what's happening in the pocket, to know what to do in the pocket. All he does is sit back there and wait. And it's almost like he wants to get sacked. But that play, I want to focus on that play because Merrill Reese has been the voice of the Eagles for almost 50 years. But he is a man in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And he should not know something that the franchise quarterback making $128 million does not realize. And that is that a sack in the end zone is simply not an option. So listen again to this play. It starts with Merrill warning Carson.
Wentz cannot be sacked right here. He's in the gun. They've got to get out beyond the 12. Wentz back. He's looking, stepping up. He's sacked for a safety. He didn't throw it away. He didn't throw it away. He had sufficient time, and he didn't throw it away.
You gotta throw that football.
And at that moment, Jonesy, I realized that my loyalty to Wentz was over.
Yep.
That moment. Because if you can't do, that's basic football. Yeah, you're a quarterback in the end zone, and you don't know to get rid of the ball. You're waiting with that line in front of you has been harassing you throughout the game. You stand back there and wait to get tackled?
I don't think there's an Eagle fan that watched that wasn't done with Wentz.
That was it. That was the moment.
At least to the point where you sit him down.
Yes.
I mean, it would have been acceptable to everybody. Sit him down. If you love Wentz, you hope that he resets and he comes back a different player. Mentally, he looks like he's exhausted. So you sit him down, and that was the moment to do it. From that point on, he shouldn't have seen the field.
To the credit of the media in this city, they drew the exact same conclusion you just did, Jonesy, and they pounded on Doug about when or if he's going to bench Carson Wentz. He was started by saying, did you consider benching?
With the way the game was going and the elements, and we were just, really a score from putting ourselves back into this football game, I did not consider that.
All right, then came, so the media wasn't going to let it go at that point. That was his first answer. So they re-asked it about his status for the game next Monday night against Seattle here, right? And what's interesting is this, well, you would not obviously can't see this when you're listening to the cut. At one point, he looks over to the right to somebody who works with him at the Eagles, looking for, in a confused way, like, why is this an issue?
Yeah.
But it's a big issue. Here is, again, who's starting next week.
Hey, Doug, is Carson Wentz going to start next week?
Yes.
No question about it? Okay.
Yeah, no questions about it. He's our starter.
He's our starter. And he's looking at the guy like, why are they asking me this? And then I'm thinking to myself, watching this out, maybe Doug was not watching the game that I was watching.
Well, he wanted to get out of that news conference before it started.
Yep.
Oh, no, I know he did. You could see that. He may not call in today at all.
He'll call.
I would not call in if I were him, because it's not going to go well today. I got to pound him on this stuff, because then he said something amazing. They kept on him. They were harassing him. Everyone knew that Wentz was playing like a guy who needed to be benched. So they go back to him again and just give him his overall philosophy of not benching Wentz. And listen to this.
Look, I think if you get to that spot, whether you don't start him or you bench, I think you're sending a wrong message to your football team that the season's over, and that's a bad message.
All right, Al, they used a second-round pick on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Right? Is he saying Jalen Hurts can't play?
That sounds he won't even let him play a series.
No.
You understand, Wentz is among the worst-rated quarterbacks. How bad can the other guy be?
The team just needed a spark. A spark.
Yeah.
Try it. Just try it. So the conclusion I get is that's why this is so frustrating. You're not only seeing Wentz go down in flames, you're also seeing the draft choice. And you're thinking, why the hell did they make this draft choice? If you have a team right now like this and you can't put him in, even if it's for a damn series, or let him throw the ball maybe once, it's unbelievable, the depth of what's happening, to see it play out game after game. There are so many, it's like whack-a-mole. There's so many problems come up.
John, if you're going to use a second-round pick on a quarterback,
you better be
and
right.
The quarterback you have there is among the worst in the league that year, you don't think it's a consideration to put the guy who's a second-round pick in just to see if he changes the dynamic of the offense?
If I was Doug Pederson, I would have put Jalen Hurts in the game. And after the sack,
yes.
There's a couple of reasons in my thinking. If I was Doug Pederson and I was being a selfish head coach, I would make sure I made my management look awful. Because if the pick is no good, if the pick is no good for Doug Pederson, it doesn't matter. Don't protect the people above you that made that selection. Let them play. If he's no good, it's on them. It's not on you.
Now, here's where it got even more annoying. Because, boy, I couldn't wait to get over to the post game at NBC Sports Philadelphia, because I was dying to see Doug.
Okay.
Who, you're 100% right, didn't want to even be there.
No.
And I was dying to see Wentz to see if there was any kind of message. Now, they came at him differently this time.
Yeah.
They came at him in the premise that he was worthy of being benched.
Yeah.
Then that they had, somebody even said to Wentz, Carson, I want you to know several questions were just asked about whether or not you should be benched.
Yeah.
And not only did he consider it not a possibility, he acted like they were making up a narrative about his performance. Listen to this.
Oh, my God.
Media, I mean, you guys can ask whatever questions you want. So I know that's part of the deal. I know it's always a scrutinized position playing quarterback, and that's what I signed up for when I, came out and played quarterback going back to high school. So I can take it. I can wear it. It is what it is. Are we playing as good as we can as a team? No. Am I playing my best football? No. There's some circumstances out there today that we left some plays on the field, and we'll be critical. We'll go back and watch the tape. But, at the end of the day, that stuff is what it is. You guys can ask whatever questions you want, bring up whatever you want. And for me, I'm just going to put my head down and go to work.
Rita, you enjoy.
All right, before we even get further than this, that's atrocious. That is ridiculous. They seem like that there's nothing going on. Like everything is normal. There's nothing going on. Carson thinks there's nothing going on. There's nothing being talked about him being bad. Obviously, because he doesn't look at stuff online, he probably doesn't listen to the outside noise. How could he not think there's a problem right now? How could they think that there's no problem whatsoever? That's ridiculous. I mean, totally ridiculous at this point from how many games that he is screwed up and all these decisions that he's made on the field, and it's between the head coach and the player. But that's ridiculous. But I'm not gonna cut in too much. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want us to all enjoy this together. 117 people. If you guys haven't subscribed, guys are new. Please subscribe to the channel. I do Eagles news all year long. And if you guys haven't hit that like button on this video, appreciate hitting the like button. Much appreciated. So let's see what other delusional shit we're gonna hear from this right now.
Enjoy that answer.
As a team.
Yeah.
Boy, I've never seen anybody not take any of the criticism.
None of it.
And if he tips his hat to the other team's defense one more time, I'm going to lose my mind.
Ray Didinger, who will be on at 7 today, did a phenomenal riff on the tributes to the defenses of the other teams.
You mean the teams that were the last two defenses in the NFL?
The worst defenses you could have on third down. They're 2 for 21 on third down. Last 2 games. Oh, it's unbelievable. And then Al, they wait now. Michael Buckhead's a master. He's a maestro in the post game. And he knows he's saving Seth. Seth Joyner.
I am waiting for that so bad.
Seth Joyner is back in Arizona.
Oh,
He's
boy.
not coming in.
Oh, boy.
Pandemic.
Yep.
But he hasn't changed his grim approach. And when he was asked about Wentz, he went off. Listen.
Why in the world is Doug so hell-bent on the fact that Carson plays so bad, but he will not put Jalen Hurts in the game? I don't care how minimized of a game plan you want to give him, but you cannot continue to play Carson Wentz in games with him throwing the ball the way that he throws the ball and making the decisions that he makes and missing the receivers that he missed that are open, and you not make that change, okay? Carson Wentz needs to sit down.
And what you're doing here, Josie, is that's Seth thinking like a defensive player.
It is, yeah.
The defense, which, by the way, kept coming up small in big moments, but the defense was shutting down the best running game in football. And Wentz, first there's a fumble by Miles Sanders after a great opening drive. That was terrible.
Brutal.
And then Wentz hands the other team 7 points.
Yeah, when he had an open receiver. His first look to Rager was open. He didn't throw it. He got hit because he waited. And
Why
it ended up in
does
the
he
end zone.
wait?
No idea.
He's doing that over and over. He's just camping in the backfield and waiting to get hit. Why?
No idea.
Why will he not release the football?
He is broken. You must sit him down to fix
You're right.
him.
But Rhea, they had a 2-week bye and nothing was fixed. And something else. He keeps saying this. I'll get at this a little later. His message after the game again was, I'm not going to change. You heard it during the montage. I'm going to play the same way I always have. Then you shouldn't play. All right? Then you should not be playing.
Right.
If you won't even acknowledge how horribly you're playing, don't play. Carson Wentz needs to be benched right now and remain on the bench until he either learns how to play quarterback again or the other guy beats him out full-fledged and becomes a starter. Because if Jalen Hurts is a second-round pick, I got to see what he's got.
Yeah.
And I got to see it now. But apparently the coach says no. He will be on at 8 o'clock today, and I will ask him more than once why he's hanging with a guy
I can't wait for
who's
this.
killing his football team.
He's a quarterback, too. He's
Yeah,
a
I know.
quarterback
You'd think he
whisperer.
would know it. He would know it.
Well, that quarterback factory is doing quite well.
How's the factory going? They're pretty good. I heard they got shut down for the pandemic.
Oh, my God.
592-9494.
It's embarrassing.
We're coming back for you next. WIP Sport.
Well, a lot of us are going to home this winter.
Guys, I'm telling you, it's bad. That's really bad. These and the thing is, if these guys don't acknowledge, especially Doug and especially Carson Wentz, especially not even acknowledging the fact that he is playing bad and not even acknowledging he's playing bad. He's saying, "Oh, am I playing up to my standard?" No, but he's not even saying he's playing bad. It's just crazy. I'm glad we're all listening to this today, by the way. I hope you guys are enjoying your afternoon, early afternoon. Crazy. 137 people. Thank you guys for coming in here today to go listen to this with me today. I figured to do a live stream today, so if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm an Eagles YouTuber, covers the Eagles all year. Guys haven't liked this video either, please hit the like button. Really does help this content get pushed out, and appreciate you guys being here today. At this point, after hearing this today, and I really didn't say the car. Look, Look, he's playing so bad right now to the point where I figured the Eagles were just going to start him the rest of the year, not even give him a shot. But at this point, after these comments of what's being said, thinking that there's no issues, Carson Wentz is not even saying that he's even playing bad whatsoever, and he thinks the media is just talking. They think that there's nothing going on. The Eagles think that there's nothing going on. And if there are players out there on that team that are pretty much they're waiting for this bench to happen, then that's not good.
As you may know, last week when we did the question of the day, it just poor timing. Doug Pederson was waiting to come on, and he heard the question, and it was very derogatory toward him.
Yeah.
And it set him off in the bad direction. But I am not going to shirk from that this week for a very simple reason. How the fans feel about a major issue surrounding the Eagles is something Doug Pederson should know. And we will once again do this, Al, at its appointed time. Here is the first of 2 questions of the day.
Delightful. I'm very excited for that. Brought to you by Armin Chevrolet of Ardmore. Armin carries a variety of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Visit ArminChevy.com before you buy your next pre-owned vehicle. Should the Eagles bench Carson Wentz? Yes or no?
Yes. Jonesy.
Yes.
Al.
Oh, yeah.
Rhea.
Overdue.
Ava.
Yeah.
The world. Yes.
The world chimed in.
Al, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's going to be at least 75, maybe 80%.
Yeah.
There are still some Wentz people out there.
Well, then most people are going to
Not
be
many.
hoping it's not it's not evil. Most people are hoping it provides him. He comes back and plays really well.
Perspective.
Because frankly, none of us can understand what happened to the quarterback of 2017.
Yeah.
And maybe all he needs is to sit down and watch someone else do the job and then figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the
He's
hope.
done that before.
Signed man John is going to kick us off this morning. John, what are you feeling, my friend?
Feeling what I've told you now for over a month since the Cowboys game.
Yeah.
People are, you've already mentioned, there's some problems with Pederson. There's problems with the defense. There's problems with Roseman. But most of those problems pale in comparison to the quarterback position, the most important position in sports, because most of the problems they're having stem from your quarterback. How many times did you hear yesterday, I'm watching another game, it looks like a different sport? Yeah, when you have a quarterback that can make a play, and 1 play, 2 plays, yes, it looks different. That his play is not bad. He didn't have a bad series, a bad throw, a bad quarter, a bad game. This guy has been beyond awful.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is, and you can't look any other way than how we look when you have that.
He leads the league in turnovers and fumbles and interceptions. Both categories he leads them in. He can't stop. He leads the league in sacks. He can't get rid of the football. John, I have never seen a clearer example of somebody who needs to be benched. Have you?
It's so mind-boggling not to do it. And we're still in first place. That's going to be his excuse. What are you going to wait till? We're 3 games out. The season's over? Just like yesterday. How long are you going to wait to pull him out? So you can't win anymore? You're still viably in the game. A good chance to win. Not a good chance, but a chance to win if you don't throw the interception at the goal line before the 2-minute warning. You don't even need an onside kick at that point.
Yep.
I don't know what he was doing on that play. That might have been the worst play of the game.
Well, why did he throw? Wait a minute, John. Why did he throw the 50-50 ball to Alshon Jeffrey? Alshon Jeffrey has stopped caring 2 years ago.
It's ridiculous. The turnovers are the biggest thing. Don't forget, people, you're against Wentz, you don't like him, don't like him. When you turn the ball over in the NFL, this is simple math and percentages. More than the other team, you lose 80% of the time.
That's true.
You know what that is putting on the team, your defense, and Jim Schwartz, and your coach, and your play calling? When you do that every week, we've won 3 games out of 10, so we've won more games than the history of the NFL. Percentage will tell you what we're doing can win. In spite of it.
Simon, John. Simon, are you immediately, this moment, calling for the benching of Carson Wentz?
I'm going to make a statement, and this is not far-fetched, and this isn't out there. If you consider the enormity of what we did and who we traded to move up in the draft and the draft picks and the redoing of his contract to get Wentz what we gave him and where he is right now, the enormity of the position, I will say he is the worst pick in Eagles history. He's definitely top 5. And I challenge anybody to give me 4 guys, 4 picks considering the position and what we're doing with him and who we traded, that are worse than Carson Wentz. And that is not far-fetched.
I'll take that as a yes. Simon John, you're the best, my friend.
He's
Thank you
not the
for
worst
that.
pick ever for one simple reason.
He won a
His
Super
play in
Bowl.
2017
Yes.
got them, where they
That's
needed
what
to
I
go.
would say, but Rhea, it's so puzzling that he became this quarterback.
It's not the same person. It's not the same
It's
player.
like somebody else is wearing number 11. It doesn't look like the same guy. I know. I should have done this before. I hope he's okay. Ray Didinger will be on at 7, but I'm not positive now.
Why?
Because after the game yesterday, he went on NBC Sports Philadelphia, and somebody mentioned that the Eagles were still in first place. And he said if it happens again, his head will explode. Here's exactly what he said.
Oh, whoopee. They're in first place in this awful division. Let's have a party. Okay, how many? If I hear one more time that they're still in first place, I think my head is going to explode. Okay, I'm so past for being in first place in this division, folks. It don't matter. Okay, when you're as bad as this team is right now, and you're as inept as this team is offensively, don't tell me you're in first place. You're in trouble.
Listen, people, in the interest of protecting the health of Ray Didinger's beloved of this town, please do not risk exploding his head by saying the Eagles are in first place.
Oh, whoopee.
No. We are. That will not. Ray, you have a solemn vow. We'll protect you from anyone saying that again.
Can we bring up the run to him?
Yeah, we can all. I don't want Ray. It would not even be good TV to see an icon, his head explode on TV. It wouldn't be good. So let's not do it. Brian's on the line from Maryland. Maybe it looked better from a different state, Al. Brian, did it look any better from Maryland?
No, it looked just as putrid. And the main thing I want today, it's time for Doug to get the Kapler treatment, Angelo, because he comes on and he says things that don't make sense. He doesn't hold his players accountable. He makes all these goofy excuses and expect this city to deal with it. And I'm done. And you're the one person who could kind of tell this guy exactly like it is. Ask him the right questions. Don't let him give the BS answer.
Hold on, Brian, let us please explore the role of the interviewer. He does not tell.
No.
He seeks information. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have prepared this interview already. And I will ask every tough question I possibly can, because I don't believe even he is sure he's doing the right thing by keeping Wentz in there. And when he says that if he takes him out, he's conceding the season, imagine if you're Jalen Hurts and you hear that.
Well, then you're worried he can't play.
Are you that bad? Is he that bad that you won't even try him? Because remember, in the season that Doug Pederson was the starting quarterback for the Eagles, by now he had been replaced by a rookie, Donovan McNabb, and we never looked back. So to me, at some point, regardless of how much money you pay the guy, if he's this bad, you got to put him on the bench.
You do.
Don't you,
it's the easiest way out. It also shows the problem within the organization.
Right.
It's not Doug necessarily,
Right.
but by not removing Wentz, it becomes Doug. Do the right thing. Put Hurts in. They drafted him. Play him.
So, Brian, my philosophy on this interview today is I'm going to ask every tough question I am within and be respectful. If he starts to get then I can back just to let him know I am asking the right question. I know this. The right questions will be asked. I cannot know what the answers are going to be.
He'll answer them, but he's not Gabe Kapler.
No, Gabe Kapler.
A lot smarter.
Let me just go back for a second. When we went at it, Gabe Kapler was trying to explain to me how a man not running to first had no bearing on a man blowing out his knee. And it made no logistical sense. And then he called me irresponsible, and then it went downhill.
Yeah.
I'm fully prepared to go there. I'm prepared to go there. I don't think I need to go there because, first of all, Doug Pederson is not as big a jackass as Gabe Kapler.
Yeah, not in the same realm.
They're not even in the same deal. But if he gets like that, and if he attacks Ava, I gotta take up for him because I don't think he likes Ava. It's pretty clear.
Well,
Mike's on the line from Ben Salem. Hi, Michael.
What's up, Angela? How you doing? I just want to know what message it sends to the team when you bench a guy like Jordan Mailata and play a guy like Jason Peters the whole time, who's playing like straight garbage, just like Wentz. I mean, I just don't understand how, you can bench a guy like Mailata, but you can't bench Wentz. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you draft a guy in the second round, play the guy. Like, it's pretty simple logic. Like, if you didn't want this coming from the fans in the first place, you should have never drafted him, because being in Philadelphia, if you take a quarterback in the second round, if your quarterback starts playing just even a little bit bad, they're going to want that backup in. And that's what you're getting right now. So the Eagles are getting exactly what they deserve, because this is what the predicament they put themselves in. They put themselves in this predicament by drafting Jalen Hurts, and now they're making it even harder themselves by not – they have the easiest decision to make. Bench the worst quarterback in the league right now for a guy you drafted in the second round. It's not that hard to do.
That is my line. Mike, if he comes at me on this is irresponsible to consider benching Wentz, that will be my response. Well, the Eagles organization, for whatever reason, used a second-round pick on another quarterback. 1 + 1 = 2. If you get the lowest-ranked quarterback in the league and the other guy's a second-round pick, why wouldn't you try it?
You would.
And here's one more thing, Mike, that Al Morganti said during a break. What happens if Carson Wentz gets injured Monday night? Is the season over? Because he just said if he takes him out, the season's over.
Angelo, it's very frustrating watching this team. I honestly turned it off at halftime and just watched Red Zone and listened to Merrill and Mike through my phone, because it was so frustrating to watch this team. I needed to get some entertainment in my life. And, watching Red Zone was way more entertaining that second half than watching anything close to the Eagles. So I'm so over this team. Doug's saying it sends the wrong message. No, it doesn't send the wrong message to the team. It sends the right message to Carson. Like, your season's over. You're sitting your ass on the bench, and we're going to go try and do something, because we can actually do something this season. Well, not with you, though, because you suck.
All right, I appreciate.
Well, I don't know that's.
Yeah, but
really could go there.
I wouldn't put it that way.
You need to hit the refresh button, man.
What he said in there, Angelo, about the red zone.
Yeah.
I've now reached the point when it gets to about 5 minutes left in an Eagles game where I go, okay, I got to watch this last 5 minutes. I got to check it on post game, and then I can go be entertained by football again. That's where I'm at.
No, I'm at the same place, but. You're not going to believe. I have my email address is available. RadioBand610 at gmail.com. I got at least a dozen right at halftime who said, I'm not going back. I won't watch it. Paul, the guy from Cotman, this guy is a dyed-in-the-wool Eagles fan. And he announced to me on email, like around 2:15, I have now turned the channel. I will not watch the remainder of this game.
Oh.
That's how bad they are right now.
He's not alone.
He's not alone.
There was nothing entertaining.
It
about
was
that
torture.
Game.
And just to say status quo. Why?
You can't.
Why? Why are you making changes? This is not working. 215-592-06. I'm going to show you how bleak the situation is. Carson Wentz has an attitude. And he showed the attitude yesterday in his postgame. And then Seth Joyner showed a lot more attitude. Wait till you hear this.
Oh,
exchange.
boy.
WIP Sports Time, 637. Let me tell you about my buddies at Borgata. This is one way to take your mind off it. Welcome to Going All In. The East Coast Premier Poker Room is back. Open 7 days a week, 7-handed live cash games. Excitement is waiting for you. In fact, make BetMGM Sportsbook and Bar your destination for all the big sporting events coming up. Watch college and pro football, UFC, and more on their awesome LED video wall. Call 609-317-8006 and reserve a seat today. Give the gift of Borgata and Vegas this holiday season with an MGM gift card. Redeemable at Borgata and 20 other MGM Resorts destinations. And happy holidays from the great people at Borgata.
Purchase gift card and view all things Borgata at theborgata.com. Must be 21 or older.
Crazy. This is crazy. I mean, it's this bad. It's really this bad. It goes from the top to the bottom, guys. It goes from the top to the bottom with how I rose with everybody else. It's not good. It's not good. I was actually into not benching Wentz a few games ago, and it's really hard to not. It's hard because I want an evaluation process for the year, but is putting Jalen Hurts in the right decision? I mean, at least put him in for a series or two. I mean, I wouldn't even mind him playing for a half. I mean, if it's not benching Carson Wentz, put Jalen Hurts in for a half. Do something at least. I don't even know what to do at this point. So, yeah, it's a fucking mess. It's a total disaster.
Eagles don't deserve any music for what happened yesterday. It was a miserable game. Usually there's games in the rain and muck and stuff, and it's kind of a fun game. There was no bit of fun watching that. And I think that's what you take out of this entire season. The Eagles have extracted the excitement out of these games. They're not just losses. They're ugly. There's differences between you lose a game and you're close at the end of it over. There are losses, and then there are just ugly losses. And this whole something show brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event, and we're heading into winter with a football team that may not make first snowfall. In fact, may not make Thanksgiving Day. The fact that they're in first place, as they bring up time and time again, is a miracle. And it's not going to last very long. And they've got issues that go on both sides of the ball. There are just, when you watch, it's come to the point that when you watch an Eagles game, you don't even just see the game. Every time a bad play is made, you see a draft, you see a decision to keep somebody, you see a paycheck, you see a payroll. So when you see a bad play, you're not just seeing that play. When you see Alshon go up or not go up and not battle, you're not just seeing that. You're seeing, why is he there? When you see Peters get beat on a play and then pressure coming in a quarter, you're not just seeing that play. You're seeing a preseason, where's he going to play? What's he going to do? When you see Wentz make another bad play, you're seeing a contract that's given to him. When you see a backup quarterback only come in for 4 minutes at a season, you're seeing a draft in which, why'd you take him? Mm-hmm. Well, you're seeing this over and over again. So you're being put through not just a bad football game, but every time you see this, you're seeing the bad decisions that led to these plays, to this whole predicament that they're in. You're being reminded over and over again of what's happened because of people that were put in that place where you knew as a fan, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. The biggest case in point is Pederson playing over on that side. He didn't want to play there. He knows he can't play there. He pleaded with them basically, don't put me there. If you're going to put me there to embarrass myself, you're damn well going to pay me to get my ass beat every week in front of millions of people. And this was happening. You have a quarterback that's just so lost that you can't even believe what you're watching. And then to make that situation worse, you've got a guy in the sidelines that's picked high in a draft that you won't use. What does that tell you about the pick? So you're given double. It's double your pain. You not only have the pain of the starting quarterback, you have the pain of the decision to take a guy that you don't think can even give you a spark to get going in a game like that. It's maddening to see everything that's happened. You see a running back in the first half that damn well played a Gallup pretty well. Yep, dropped the ball, and there was some history of that coming in. But my God, that game was working, and it's completely abandoned going into that second half. You've got receivers that won't, that Jeffrey thing, I mean, he just wouldn't go up for a ball. And yeah, the ball's over his head, but it was bad on both sides. And then you look at other games, and then, well, there's Aguilar. Oh my God, what's happening here? These games have become quadruple in their agony because of everything associated with the plays on the field. All of the backstories that come up when you're seeing what happens. All of the history that's happened when you see what's happened. All of the options that come up. All the bad options that were taken. The bad draft picks that were taken. The veterans coming back where they had no business coming back. All of that plays out on a weekly basis right now on a team that's just so lost its way. And a quarterback that's so lost that he literally doesn't know what to say. It's now come to the point of tipping your hat to the other team. What's he going to say? You can't just every week come out there and, I stunk. He's at a loss for everything. People that are used to winning like that, he has no idea how to deal with this. And I believe a coaching staff that doesn't have an idea how to get him out of this. The way to get him out of it, you've tried everything else. The way to get him out of it is to literally get him out of it. I mean, is that such a bad leap, a conclusion? If you want to get out of it, maybe you take him out of it for a little while and then put him back into it. Sometimes the answer of going through hell isn't to just keep going. Sometimes you got to get out for a bit. You can come back in. You got to see what you've got. So it's led to just a horrible mess of a division that somehow you're when they put up the standings because of that ridiculous tie, you're still in the thing, but nobody believes anything. No, the lack of faith here. Can you blame anybody? That the lack of faith that they're going to turn this thing around, be like turning around a battleship in a small dock. It just ain't happening. There's too much to turn around right here, unless that quarterback just catches fire. And I don't see how anybody thinks that's going to happen. To take a sack, to take a safety like that, I don't care how much pressure there's in. It just can't happen. Just the throws for interceptions, the overthrows, these things just can't. The third downs. You watch third down throughout the league. I mean, quarterbacks with much less supposed pedigree coming in with far better situations. The third down, the third down decisions and the third down kind of the play after the decision is made on what to do are just the worst in the NFL. The absolute worst. To come in and it was 2 years ago. This quarterback made his bones. He made his reputation on third down, historical third down percentages, and now third down and whatever becomes third down and impossible. They might as well just put on the screen. It's third. It's not 3rd and 8. It's not 3rd and 9. It's not 3rd and 16. The Eagles are now facing a 3rd and impossible. No matter what the situation is, this quarterback at third down, it's every third down is 3rd and impossible. And that's where they are. And darn if you don't have a guy sitting there that maybe can give you a little bit of a spark, but can't do it. Anyway, that was a Something Show brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Make this season your reason to become part of the Mercedes-Benz family with limited time offers and a complete lineup of vehicles during the Mercedes-Benz winter event. But hurry, these great offers will be gone in a flurry. To learn more, visit MBUSA.com, your local Mercedes-Benz dealers today.
I'm Amy Lawrence with a Radio.com Sports Minute. The NFL.
Yeah, this is not. I don't know if it's the case where they don't even at least give it a shot to put in Hurts. I don't even know what to say about it because you know what? I don't have us winning the rest of the year. I don't have us winning the rest of the year the way we're playing right now. So no problem, Dat Bull Philly. Do appreciate it, man. Crazy. Didn't expect this at all. Didn't expect this to be going this bad to the point where any other team that has a situation like this, obviously something would be done, moves would be made, but that's what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts as well. I mean, why don't you just at least give him a series or two, give him a half, something like that. I don't even know at this point. Crazy. Yeah, Dabble. I'm probably going to be doing these every week. It's probably going to be a new thing for the channel. Probably going to be doing a reaction to a full radio show. He needs to at least sit down for a game. I mean, hey, look, you sit down for a game, a half, something. Because why do you draft somebody in the second round, Jalen Hurts, and you don't even at least see what you have? They try it with other players. They do something with these other guys.
Philadelphia, a city in crisis. If you do not think perform beloved Eagles, there's not a crisis in the making. Get a new TV because you weren't watching the same game we were. Jonesy, how bad was that?
That is atrocious. I mean, if you try to find one positive thing out of the game, you're searching. I mean, that was an awful display. I have not seen an Eagles team play that poorly, and they've been really bad all year, but that was the worst.
Al, the worst?
It was by far the worst because it wasn't just the game. It was an indictment of everything.
Thank you. 100% right. Rhea, horrendous?
They're the worst team in the NFL.
They may be, right now,
I don't care that they have 3 wins.
Well,
They're
the Jets
the worst
have
team.
0 wins, but you're out to something.
The Jets put up 28 points.
So let's start with a big statement. I want to start today with a big statement because there was a moment in that game where I realized.
Appreciate you, King Jim Schwartz, with the super chat, man. Thanks very much, man. Everybody that's in here, appreciate everybody being here today. I'm going to try to skim through, see where Doug's press conferences. It feels like we're doing a replay now.
Carson Wentz, ladies and gentlemen, must be benched. Must be benched. Not maybe, not we'll look at the film. No. He needs to sit his ass on the bench indefinitely. Jonesy.
And the players know it, too.
They do.
They're waiting.
Listen to Brandon Graham.
They're waiting for it to happen, and that's the one thing. That's when you know it's time. They've had enough.
All right, Jonesy goes, yes, I'm benching Al. Yes, I'm benching Wentz.
Oh, absolutely.
Rhea, benching Wentz?
Yeah.
All right, in case you're still on the fence.
All right, Declan Anstock, just enjoy your day, bro, because none of this is going to change, bro. None of this is going to change. This is nuts. I'll tell you. Riley or Jim Harbaugh from college. I thought Lincoln Riley was going to actually come here. He's from USC? Is he from USC, Lincoln Riley? I forgot where he's at.
Taking a toll on him. Enjoyment. That's where we are right now with this team.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago, we waited all week for those games because we had a great football team.
Did anybody want them to win at the end of the game?
No.
No, I didn't.
But I mean, because they actually had a chance.
I'm trying to decide if I want them to win the division.
They actually had a chance at the end of the game.
I guess.
But did anybody think if they had won, it'd be like they didn't deserve it?
At one point, Al, I said this team could win 13-12 and no one would be happy.
Amish is on the line from Dallas. Hi, Amish.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Thanks. Those Cowboys, those bums pulled one out at the end yesterday. I can't believe it.
Angelo, aside from being the fact being stuck in Dallas and the misery of being around all these fans, today is going to be even 10 times worse because we lost the game, and then the Cowboys miraculously won with CeeDee Lamb catching everything thrown to him.
That catch in the end zone. Oh my God, we could have traded up for him, Abish, but Howie didn't want to do it because he had Rager in his sights.
Angelo, I still can see flashes of me screaming at my TV to trade up when I saw he was sitting there.
Yeah. That catch he made, I don't know anybody who makes that catch, even Randy Moss at his prime. That was unbelievable.
That game was even harder to watch because, my wife's a Cowboys fan, so I had to watch it. And then I'm watching Jefferson and Lamb, two guys we should have taken, put up great performances. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Carson Vanilla Wentz, just missing guys open and just not seeing the field.
Do you know what was bad about that Cowboys-Vikings game? I was way more entertained in the Cowboys won the game.
But, Rhea, here's the thing. This is the real truth. It's hard to accept, but it's the truth. Jefferson or Lamb, if they were here this year, would not be doing this great. Because Wentz is the one throwing them the ball.
Aguilar has what?
Exactly.
Wentz, the ball's going to go over their heads or at their feet.
No.
He is not accurate either of me. She can't even throw the ball accurately.
Angelo, I'm a diehard Eagles fan, and I will be till the day I die. And I just don't think, with Carson's attitude, that it is what it is. I'm not going to change. Well, guess what? It's time for the organization to make a change. Doug needs to either step up and make a decision or, step down and let somebody else try to fix this thing, because this guy is broken. He needs to be sat. He needs to be disciplined and be held accountable. 2017 is a far distant memory, and it continues to be even further and further watching this abysmal play from this quarterback. I mean, he couldn't even complete the most basic.
I got you, buddy. Amish, I'm right up against it here, but great commentary. First hour, tremendous calls. Keep them coming, please. 215-592-9494. Here's Ava with an update. Really the first read on our question of the day.
All right, we're broadcasting live from the Tasty Cake Studio, 94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. This Twitter question is brought to you by Armin Cadillac. The all-new 2021 Escalade has arrived. Thinking Escalade, think Armin Cadillac. Great people, great price, ArminCadillac.com. Should the Eagles bench Carson Wentz? 77% say yes.
I said it'd be in the 70s, Al.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind seeing that get to 80%. There are 23%, Jonesy, that still want to hang in with Wentz.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
I'm not sure. You know what? Let's find out from the master, the best there is. Spectacular performance post-game yesterday, NBC Sports Philadelphia. And he is sponsored by Eagles Checking, developed with the Eagles for Eagles fans. Available now only from First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. First Trust Bank member FDIC. The great Ray Didinger. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Edge.
Ray, I want to start with this, and I've already warned our callers today. We are not going to reference where the Eagles currently stand in the standing because we do not want your head to explode.
Oh, thank God.
All right, thank you for that. Now, Ray, are the Eagles a team playing badly or a bad team?
Bad team.
Normally, you need a second. This is a bad football team.
Right now, it is, sure.
Explain.
Well, I mean, they can't. I mean, they can't do. Tell me one thing that they do well. That's the thing. Tell me one thing that they do well. I can't point to one. They don't coach well. Their play calling is not very good. Their quarterback play is the worst in the league for sure. You have an offensive design that I think just to me it's very lacking. I mean, you can point to a lot of things that Wentz is doing wrong. No question about that. His decision making is awful. His accuracy is really bad. When receivers do get open, he often doesn't see them. When he does see them, he can't get them the ball. He's in a real bad way right now. I mean, I've seen quarterbacks look like this, but not guys with his pedigree and not guys with his history. We've seen bad quarterbacks pass through this town, and they're just bad quarterbacks. They're bad quarterbacks when they walk in the door. They're bad quarterbacks when they leave, and you just write them off as well. He was a bad quarterback. But when you've seen a guy play the way Wentz played in 2017 and be as good as he was, not just good, but outstanding as he was that year, and then regress to where he is now, where he is legitimately right now a bad quarterback, that's hard to explain. I don't know that I've seen a case quite like this. And that kind of has a way of filtering down through the whole organization. And it doesn't start with Wentz, because I think that you have to assign a lot of the blame to the head coach. But it's right now, I look at this team and I really try to find one thing that they do well. I just try to, because right now when you're kind of where they are right now, you just say, okay, let's just find something that we do well and just kind of build around that. And that was kind of the point that I was trying to make yesterday in the post-game show was I do think that the best player they have on offense right now is Sanders, and I just think that they just don't utilize him sufficiently in this offense. I mean, they started yesterday's game and it looked like that was their game plan, and I thought it was a good game plan given the opponent, given the weather conditions, and certainly the way that you executed. And then, as they have done in almost every game this year, they'll start off that way, and then they'll just go in another direction. And by the second half of the game, you're throwing the ball, and the quarterback looks overmatched, and you've lost another game.
All right, Ray, I'm just going to ask you the only question that's on the mind of an Eagles fan this morning. I'm telling you, it's the only question. Is it time to bench Carson Wentz?
You can certainly make that argument. And I'm listen, Joe, your poll speaks loudly. I mean, that's what everybody wants. And it's, when Doug says, when Doug answered the question, did it cross your mind? And he says, no, I find that hard to believe. I think if you're standing on the sidelines and you're watching what he was watching yesterday, yeah, you have to think about it. But I said it on the post-game show, and I'll say it right now. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it now, because Doug made the statement about you don't want to send a message to your team that you've given up on the season. Well, boy, that's kind of an indictment of what you think of Jalen Hurts, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes it look bad.
I mean, and I don't. Obviously, he didn't mean for it to come out that way, but it did. I'm looking at it from the other side. I'm looking at the next opponent, and I'm looking at Seattle. And Seattle right now is the worst pass defense in the league. They're 32nd. Opponents are completing 70% of their passes against them. Opponents are averaging 360 yards per game, averaging 360 yards a game passing against them. So if Jalen Hurts right now, the best thing he does is run. They don't really trust him to throw the ball. So you're looking down the road. I don't know if Doug was thinking about this, but I sure was. If you're looking down the road, okay, we're going to make a change. Who's our next opponent? Who are we going to put Hurts out there against? Seattle, 32nd pass defense in the league. If we're going with Jalen Hurts, we're probably going to have him running the ball a lot. We're not going to have him throwing the ball a ton. No, I don't think this is the time. And you can argue against the idea of it's the big stage. It's Monday Night Football. Do you want to put the kid in that position? I think that's a side issue. You might consider it, but I think it's a side issue. The only issue you can really consider here is how you, as the coach, perceive his level of readiness. Is he ready to step on the field and play? If they felt that he was, they probably would do it. But I think that what they're saying, what Doug is sort of saying to me, or at least implying, is right now he's not ready to be the starting quarterback. And they got one more game coming up here against the worst pass defense in football. I think that Doug's hoping above hope that against that lame an opponent, that Wentz can go out there and have a big passing day and hopefully maybe get the season back on track. It's a stretch, but I think that's what Doug's thinking.
I have a prediction that Seattle will not have the worst pass defense in football after they face the Eagles next Monday night. That's my prediction. I'm pretty sure of that one. But here's what I'm trying to get at on what they're doing right now. So they don't have enough faith in Hurts, and they're going to continue with Wentz. Then, Ray, why can't they fix Carson Wentz? Why does he keep doing the same thing game after game?
I don't know. I wish I could answer it. I don't know.
No one does.
No. He doesn't seem to. He's fallen so far from what he was, even as a rookie. I mean, he never looked this lost. I mean, he made some mistakes, but you saw them, you evaluated them, and said, that's a rookie mistake. I've certainly seen that before by really good quarterbacks, but they tricked him, they fooled him. He didn't see that. The fact of the matter is he saw a lot. One of the things that I thought really caught my eye early in his career was that I thought he saw the field extremely well for a young player. He didn't miss open receivers. I mean, generally if guys got open, he saw them. And his accuracy was sort of up and down. His mechanics weren't great, but he figured he could work through that. But his ability to see the field, find the receivers, process information, I thought, for a rookie, was way ahead of the curve.
Right.
And then that's what made me so optimistic going into his second year. I thought, boy, man, he is going to make a huge jump going into year number 2, based on what we saw in year number 1. And he did. I mean, he did. If you look at that guy and you compare him to the guy that we saw yesterday and then the guy that we've seen all year, it's just very, very hard to explain. And I think part of it, a lot of it's on him. A lot of it is just there are throws there that he has to make. There are receivers open that he has to see. There are decisions that he just can't make. I mean, the ball that he hung up in the air to Sanders was wrong about 20 different ways. You can say that the guy hitting him from behind, Rodgers misses the block, the blitzer hits him. That's not really his fault. Okay, that's probably contributed to it. But the whole play breaks down when he doesn't see Rager. Rager's wide open and right in his line of sight. It's not like it's on the other side of the field. It's right where he should be looking. He doesn't see Rager. If the ball's out of his hand, he should see Rager. The ball should be gone. The play should be over. The blitzer doesn't even get to him. But he doesn't see Rager, or if he does, he chooses not to throw it, which I wouldn't know why. And then he puts it, he's going to throw this tough pass over somebody's head. The play was going to be a disaster 8 different ways, and a lot of it's on him. The one thing I would say is where I think the coach could probably help him some more is when I look at the plays, when I look at the play design, it looks to me like they could do more, or Doug could do more, and this is something Andy was really good at, is designing plays that get guys open by design. Right. Whether they're pick plays or rubs, or whether they're high-lows, whether they're sort of flooding one side of the field, bunch formations. There are things that you can do to take receivers who aren't particularly good, but get them open by scheme. You can do that. Certain teams are really good at it. Andy's always been really good at that. But I don't see that in this offense. He doesn't have a whole lot of easy throws. If you see most of the throws that he makes, guys are covered. And so it looks to me like this passing game, they're asking their receivers to win a lot of one-on-ones. They're asking them they're squared up with defenders. Defenders are right on them. And the fact of the matter is these aren't receivers that are particularly good at that. They're not going to win a whole lot of one-on-one battles. And, the game against the Giants, in a key spot, they're throwing the ball to a rookie receiver who's covered by the other team's best cornerback, Bradbury. They're asking him to win a one-on-one that he can't win. So I think a lot of it has to do with just the design of the offense. They need to. It's hard to ask them to tear it all up and start all over at midseason, but they have to find more plays in there that will get guys open out of formation. Because right now, if you're asking them to win one-on-ones, you don't have those kinds of receivers. And you're seeing now, even Fulgham, who was your best player for a number of weeks, other teams have now discovered him. They know what he is. And you've seen the last 2 weeks, you've targeted him 12 times. You've only got him 2 balls. A lot of this has to fall on the coaches, but ultimately, a lot of it falls, and most of it probably falls on the quarterback, who just has to make better decisions and certainly better throws.
But you got to admit, other than that, it was a hell of a game.
Oh, it was a great game, yeah.
Ray Didinger. He's the best. NBC Sports Philadelphia. We'll be talking to him soon about that Seattle game. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it, buddy.
Have a great day, Ange. Bye-bye.
Right, let me go. Al, imagine this. Just imagine this. That a lot of people emailed me at the half and said, I will not watch the second half.
Right.
Imagine that you went to Cleveland. It was in driving rain. You paid a lot of money to go to the game to root out the Eagles.
Hell no.
And saw that big pile of dog do.
I like at some point that there was an attempt to blame the conditions.
Right.
You sucked when it was sunny out.
Well, Nick, Al, did exactly what I just described. He did it.
What happened?
Why did you go to that game?
Angelo, I tried to tell you. I had a bad feeling. I told you this on Thursday when I called in.
Did you drive to Cleveland? You flew to Cleveland.
Oh, God, it's worse.
Last week.
That's even worse. Nick.
It's even worse. Yeah.
Nick, you have to stay in Cleveland now and hear them all get excited about that putrid win.
My brother, my friends, everybody. I was getting text messages. Wentz is garbage. The Eagles are over.
King Jim Schwartz, thank you for the super chat, bro. Great live stream, Joey. Thanks, man. We're all just going through this together, so it's obviously guy gets some comedy out of it because this team is a pure joke right now.
Rated 2017 was just a distant memory. I'm like embarrassed to be an Eagles fan today, but I'm like I said, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. There's a lot of blame to go around. I don't know. I told you that for the most part, we did have an answer for Chubb, but eventually he has that stiff arm that's all over SportsCenter now.
Yeah. But you know why the Chubb eventually came out of it? They kept giving them the ball.
They didn't quit on the run.
We had 6 carries in the second half for 10 yards. We stopped running.
Do you know when Kareem Hunt scored that touchdown on that run? I believe he was still at negative yardage.
Yeah.
It was.
No, but they didn't stop running. We quit.
I just don't know why we didn't stop why did we stop feeding Sanders in the second half? He had 62 or 64 yards in the first half.
Right.
He comes up and he has like 2 or 4 yards. I mean, it's just the play calling is very, very like suspicious right now. I mean, I don't think we're helping out our offense at all. It's putting a lot of pressure on our defense to have to stay up to. I mean, that goal line stand at the beginning was great, but if you keep forcing them onto the field when we're turning over the ball, we're never going to win games. And
all right, Nick. Now you have a perspective we don't have, so I need to talk to you about the condition. What was it like sitting in that stadium?
It was atrocious. Now, let me tell you, it was downpour, snow, slush, rain, the whole game. It was extremely cold. Luckily, my seats, and I knew this just from going to games and stuff in the past, I was under like an awning on my seats. I knew what kind of seats to get at the very beginning, but that doesn't stop the fact that, walking into the stadium, walking around to go get food and drinks, was just it was horrible football weather.
Did you stay till the very end?
I can't lie to you, I did not.
All right. No, if you did, I would have hung up on you. Because you did not. So at what point did you go, enough is enough of this garbage?
I stayed. I was like, okay, we'll stay till about third quarter. I go, if I don't see any improvement in our offense and stuff like that, I'm leaving. And finally, my girlfriend looks at me. She's like, it's probably time to go, to go home. She wanted to get, hot chocolate, a heating pad, and I was ready to go home and just get out of the rain. And I was honestly thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe if we leave, maybe we'll start winning. And obviously that didn't work too well.
No, but you're picked a fine and intelligent girlfriend, Nick. Congratulations on that.
I appreciate it.
I don't envy you living in Cleveland. Cleveland on its best day is ugly. Yesterday, it just looked like a dingy,
miserable,
nasty place. He made sure he was there. He lives there.
Torturous.
At least we could say this today. Our team in football stinks this year, but we don't live in Cleveland.
Thank God.
Feels like it.
But we
Something,
lost.
right, Jonesy?
We lost to the Browns.
Jonesy, would you rather have Cleveland no pandemic, Philadelphia pandemic?
Philadelphia pandemic.
That's correct. Yes. 215-592.
I'd rather no pandemic. Just like to make that
exactly.
I wasn't offering that option. I was
Soon.
not offering that option.
May.
215. Did you invest in any of these vaccine companies?
Of course I did.
I know
we're
they're
doomed.
going down
We're
now.
doomed.
That means the one they haven't approved yet is going to get it.
Yeah,
215-592-9494. Lots and lots of showdown. We come back. A couple of people alluded to Doug's work yesterday. We're going to tell you what was bad about that when we return. WIP Sports Time, 7:16.
With the new restriction.
That's fucking crazy. That's bad, man. We're like breaking records this year. We we got tackled for a safety. We haven't had a safety since 2000. I think 2008. They said I think it was the last time we got a safety. But this whole entire, I don't know if it's going to change, guys, this year. I don't know is it the right time to change play calling? I don't know if it's going to save our season. Honestly, I really don't. Because if Carson Wentz thinks that there's no issues, I don't know who the players got to think there's issues going on. Obviously, when you see your quarterback play this bad every single game, there's got to be some type of conversations going around. Got to be some type of conversation.
Is Carson Wentz going to start next week?
Yes.
No question about it?
Starter.
Okay.
Yeah, no questions about it. He's our starter.
Wentz accounting for 9 of the Browns' 22 points with a pick 6 and a brutal safety he took. We will talk to Doug Pederson about all of it here at 8 a.m. on the WIP Morning Show. Delaware Park is open for gaming, live racing, sports wagering, and golf. Visit DelawarePark.com. Lottery agent for the Delaware Lottery must be 21 to play. NBC 10 First Alert Forecast brought to you by Lexus Cherry Hill.
Do a quick role play. Play the role of Doug Pederson and you are Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Only you're not going to give me the answer he would give to the coach. You're going to give me the answer that's inside you, what your real truth is. All right, Carson, come on in here. Have a seat. Listen, this is no sign that we're losing faith in you whatsoever, but we're going to sit you down. Probably not for a long period of time, but we think it'll clear your head a little. We're going to give Jalen a few series, maybe even a game, and we're going to see how he does. But more importantly, we're going to give you a chance to kind of hit a reset button and get back. So you are now going to be benched. Do you understand that?
Yeah. I think that he would be angry with that approach. I think that would be the best thing. I think it's the best thing that could happen to him.
Too bad.
He wouldn't be.
I don't. I think that Wentz would be. I think he would be really upset about it. But I believe it would be the best thing that Doug Pederson could do for Wentz.
Right.
So the worst case scenario is Hurts comes in and he plays lights out, and the Eagles light it up offensively, and they look like a good team again. The thing that's most likely to happen is Hurts is going to struggle.
Yep.
And Wentz can channel some of that anger that will come with being benched and also feel better about what he's seen. Because I'm sure there's part of Wentz that feels like this is a personnel-related issue, that it's not on him, but he doesn't want to say it.
Here's the thing, Judgy. I was trying to really figure out what's happened here. Because the last 4 games of last season, when Wentz needed to be, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He saved the season with practice squad players.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, he was still a very good quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
he was.
No one would argue that.
Nope.
And then he got hit and he got a bad concussion, right? That's number one. And the other thing is they added Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's one, maybe it's both, maybe it's neither. But something has happened to take him from that quarterback, not the one in 17, the one at the end of last season, and turn him into one of the worst quarterbacks in football.
And does it not cry out that it's in the head right now? Does it not look like it's in his mind and not a physical issue for him? So that's when you sit somebody down.
Every once in a while, he makes a great throw.
Have him talk to a sports psychologist. Do whatever it takes.
Joe Fish, get him on your phone app.
Okay, it's going to fix everything.
It's a mental thing.
But sometimes being embarrassed can bring you back to a level that you played at. You play with a chip on your shoulder. You're going to try anything right now if you're the Eagles.
In case you just tuned in, me personally, I am benching Wentz just because I need him to change the way he's playing. And I've tried a lot of other things and they didn't work.
The way he's thinking.
I like to bench him during the game. I think it's really dangerous.
All right, wait till he starts the next game badly.
They had the best game to bench him.
I know they did after the sack.
But when you
after the safety.
Yeah, during a game. But if you bench him going into a game, that's a whole ramp up.
But there's so many games in a row, Al, that he struggled that now it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was incorrect when I said Eagles Shirley would not call today.
Okay.
She has called and she is here now. Hi, Cheryl.
Hey, good morning, family. Oh, wow, you said I wouldn't call in, Angelo.
Well, the thing is, Cheryl, it's a very, very dark day for Eagle fans. You know that.
Of course. I'm you know what? I'm not even upset at Carson Wentz because he is what he is. The one I'm upset at is Doug Pederson for not seeing that something is wrong. It's like a parent. You see something wrong with your child, you want to protect your child. You know what I mean? If it's a bully in the school or something like that, you may let them stay home, go up to the school and figure out what's going on. Or you may go up to the school, see who the bully is, talk to the teacher, the principal, but you want to do something to help your child. He's not doing nothing to help Carson Wentz. Only reason why I wanted him to go sit down yesterday is because he needed help. I'm like, help your quarterback. He's in trouble. Mentally, something is going on. And I'm sorry. He is having vision issues. Something is definitely wrong with Carson with vision. I'm sorry. They need to go check. It might be from the concussion, but I don't know what it is. He, as a coach, need to really sit back and say, what can I do to help my player? Because my quarterback is struggling. And if you think sitting him down is not going to help him, it will help him. And I see a sign that he is struggling and he's forcing the ball. He's holding the ball. Sit him down.
She's right.
For himself. You're not sitting him down to say, oh, you bad, this, that, and the other. You need to get your mind right. And my thing about Coach Pederson that pissed me off, listen to what he said yesterday. It's not an indictment on Hurts if they start him. It's an indictment on Coach Pederson. So you're telling me you're not getting this man ready at all for nothing? You're going to send a bad signal saying the season is over? What about defense? Who are you to say the season is going to be over because you want to bench Carson Wentz? You need to be sat down, Coach Pederson. I'm talking to Lori. Lori, I swear to God, Lord, forgive me for using your name in vain, but you need to really look at your coach right about now because he's not doing a good job. He's not doing the best job he could possibly do to put his guys in the right predicament so they can win games. Listen to what he is saying. If he bench Carson, he's giving the signal that the season is over. You got defense playing lights out when they can, but you know what we do? We keep Carson Wentz on the daggone field because it's the right thing to do in your mind. So there's a problem with the coaching and there's a problem with the quarterback. And the Philadelphia Eagles, if they don't fix this week, they're going to lose not only me, they're going to lose all other fan bases. And I'm speaking of the players. I'm speaking of fans all around the country. But what I will not never leave is the logo. And I'm talking to Jeffrey Lorby.
Exactly.
I need you as the owner that care about this product and care about the city of Philadelphia and fans in other states around the country that go to the games to represent the Eagles to care about us. Make a change, sir. Please. We cannot do this week in and week out.
It's Cheryl. That's why I love you. You're awesome. Thank you, sweetie. That was great, Matt. Oh,
that was perfect. Perfect.
Passion pours out. Now, just because Doug is coming out in less than a half an hour, I want to actually play for you what she was just alluding to, which is that to bench Carson Wentz would be a bad message to the team. Here's what Doug Pederson said.
Look, I think if you get to that spot, whether you don't start him or you bench, I think you're sending the wrong message to your football team that the season's over, and that's a bad message.
Al, if you're Jalen Hurts and you hear that, you're upset.
Yeah, and Ange,
that's got to be upsetting.
If you're a player on that team, the conversations after the game and into today and tonight are going to be about how bad your quarterback is.
Yeah.
Those are the internal conversations. You're not sending the message to your team that the season's over. You're sending the message to the team that player has to play better, and that's why he's being held accountable. That's what happens.
Well, because they're looking at it like if they bench Wentz, history says he's done.
Well, you don't look at it like history.
Just going in. Well, that's
Al. You know what's saying he's done? Watching him play.
I know, but
he is awful.
But once you admit it, it's like you want to blow something up, but once you blow something up, it's hard to put it back together.
I hate to say this, but we've already come up with a very nice plan.
Be done. Yeah, let him.
No, we've had a nice plan. Start him on Monday night when he stumbles, which he will. That's it.
Well, I mean, they had the safety.
And one more.
It was a perfect. I mean, it was right there.
The safety was the ideal moment because it exemplified his poor decision making.
And like you're having a horrible game. If you bench him, it's like you're horrible.
Yeah. Rashid is up next. Hi, Rashid.
Hey, what's going on, Ace?
It's not going well at all, Rashid.
No, it's actually not going well at all. But I'm just going to make a quick couple points. The first point is last week, our running backs ran the ball 19 times, Wentz threw the ball 37 times. This week, our running backs ran the ball 21 times and Wentz threw the ball 35 times. That's 2 more runs and 2 fewer passes. So according to Doug's mathematics, that's 52% to 48%.
But Rashid, here's the thing. First 12 plays, 10 were runs.
Good.
After that, it was all throwing the ball in the rain.
Every week he abandons the run. every week.
I know we talk about Doug doing this, but for a fifth-year quarterback who we've always told is the smartest guy in the world, does he not have any say in this?
I don't know. I can't answer.
Or does he just want to play hero ball?
I don't
Throw
know.
the ball every single time.
To me, like he likes the hero role.
He likes
but
it.
It's not working out.
And what's crazy about that is when he said, when Doug said that Jalen Hurts, that means, that's telling me that, one, he doesn't approve of the picks Howie bring into the team, and two, he doesn't think that he can develop them to play as good, or he don't think that quarterback is going to be better than Wentz is playing now, which is horrible.
Rashid, let me. There was one thing that happened in a news conference. It was probably unintentional, but an indictment of Howie Roseman. Somebody asked, I think it was Jeff McClain, said, all these defensive linemen keep jumping offside. Have you ever thought to punish them by benching them? And Doug's answer was,
alarming.
I would, but there's no depth at that position.
It's unbelievable.
Well, is that an indictment of the GM? If you're Howie, what you're going, oh, wow, I guess I didn't do too good at the defensive tackle position.
Pretty much every position.
I guess. Rashid.
Because I know you listening. Doug, I know you listening. Please, man. Because we can, in our heads, we can come up with a reason why Jalen is not doing well. Maybe it's inexperience, maybe the jitters or whatever, but we cannot develop a reason as to why Wentz is not doing well.
Right.
Please put Hurts in.
It's worth a try, Rashid. Thank you for the call. 215-592-9494. Lots more of your callers throughout the show. A lot of people fired up. We also got a couple of questions for a doctor, Al, we come back, because Drew Brees broke 11 ribs.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you the truth.
Holy
shit.
shit.
We did not know we had that many
I
ribs.
really did. When you go to like...
I was thinking he might have broken a couple twice.
Go to a restaurant, they got like, there's like 12.
Really, Al? That's what you're going to compare that to?
That's a full rack.
Al, that's a cow. It's not the same thing. Or a pig. It's not the same thing. 215-592-06.
You look at the Halloween skeleton.
WIP Sports Time is 7:36. Let me tell you something right now. I love the people at MHS Live because they never have a bad day. They never have a bad game. They win championships every year, and they're spectacular. And now I have some great news for you to end 2020 on an upbeat. MHS Lift, one of the great companies in America, is currently hiring experienced service technicians. You can become part of their award-winning team at MHS Lift. They need to hire qualified technicians, and they need them today. So if you qualify, they're going to immediately offer you a 6-week paid training program. It's very easy to apply. Just go to MHSLift.com, click the careers button at the bottom of the page. Andy and Brett Levin, the brilliant owners of this company, understand the value of their employees, and they know that success of MHS Lift depends on people like you. So if you're looking to start a career in a company that has strong family values, ongoing education, opportunities to advance in a great work environment, there's one number to call.
Yeah, guys, I don't even know what to say. 183 people out here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, guys are new. I cover the Eagles all year. Obviously, Eagles YouTuber here. If you guys haven't subscribed, do appreciate that. If you guys haven't hit a like button, the like button on this video does help you support the channel a lot. You like this video, you're supporting the channel. It's great. Appreciate you guys coming in. This is not good. This is, what do you do here? Because, I mean, should Jalen Hurts start against the Seahawks at prime time? I don't know if that's the right decision, but something's got to get done. I can't watch this anymore. I can't watch the way they're doing this anymore with this team. Can't watch it anymore. It's just getting to that point now where it's just how much more are you going to take? And that woman that was on was totally right. He's not even holding his quarterback accountable. And I mean, even though Doug needs to be held accountable for a lot of things, you're not holding your quarterback accountable for anything. He screws up in a game. He does some bad throws. He just plays horrible the whole entire game. And you're not doing anything towards him. You're not. And I say, if you do bench him, this could be completely over.
Browns, yet another terrible outing for Carson Wentz. Pick 6 and a safety, accounting for 9 of the Browns' points in their 22-7 loss. dropping them to 3-6-1. It's gotten so bad now the defense is being asked about whether or not Carson Wentz should be benched. Here's Brandon Graham.
I'm confident in whatever coach want to do and whatever, they figure out, on the offensive side. They ain't got nothing to do with us other than, we got to keep on, keeping it tight on defense. I know that coach going to make the right choice regardless of what happens. And, I know it means something to Carson. You know what I'm saying? I know it means something to a lot of guys. And, whatever it takes to get a dub, we going to do. And so, whatever coach, leans on doing, we're going to support him, and we're going to support our teammates regardless of what happened.
We will talk to Doug Pederson, top of the hour, 8 a.m. right here on 94 WIP. NBC 10 First Alert Forecast brought to you by Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa. Showers early, then turning sunny, temperatures dropping. It's currently 55. Welcome back to Going All In. The East Coast Premier Poker Room is back, open 7 days a week. Visit theborgata.com for more details. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800.
He's not going to tell the truth, bro.
WIP, get our podcast.
He's not going to tell the truth, bro. Brandon Graham ain't going to... What is he going to say? He ain't going to put anybody on the spot. It ain't going to happen, man.
Kelsey got hurt in the second quarter.
Wow, yeah.
He leaves the field. That there's something wrong with his left arm. He goes in for x-rays. Howard Eskin, who, by the way, is not in Cleveland, amazing job he does in getting you the injury reports right away. Mm-hmm. And he says it was the elbow. They x-rayed it. They don't know what's going to happen. After the half, Kelsey comes out with a big contraption on his left side, holding the elbow in place. Jeez. But he does not have the ability to snap his chin strap in place. Watching that, you had to be saying to yourself, is it a good idea to be playing if you cannot snap your chin snap in place? Doctor is on line from Novacare. Rhea, please introduce.
Yep, Dr. Matthew Volz, Delaware orthopedic specialist in North Wilmington, and Stanton specializes in...
Glad to be back, and thanks for having me.
Well, Doc, I'm trying to find out if it's a good idea to play football if you can't snap your chin strap because you can't move your left arm.
I was going to say only if there's not another lineman to help you snap it on, I guess, is probably the initial answer. Right. But yeah, I was looking at the injury, obviously not knowing what's going on with him. I mean, I don't know if he has a small fracture that's in there. The other thing that's a possibility, I guess, when you kind of look at something like that and the brace that he had on was, did he have a Tommy John ligament injury there, a UCL injury? That's certainly a possibility, based on that type of brace. And, those guys are certainly getting their arms kind of bent and contorted.
Who gives a shit, honestly?
This year alone, ankle, knee, yesterday, shoulder. What's going on there, Doc? Do you reach an age and then it's just a matter of time before something breaks down?
Good question. I mean, obviously it's a career of attrition in terms of injuries, especially an offensive lineman. They're taking a tremendous pounding week in and week out, although I know they've, kind of scaled back a lot of the contact that they have in practice, trying to preserve the...
Yo, guys, press 1 if you want to skip to Doug's press conference, obviously, or Doug's interview on here. Obey Crazy with the super chat. Thank you very much, bro. Says, what happened to RPOs? That's who... I don't know. I mean, I know Wentz could do a lot more than what he's doing. I mean, he doesn't have to do RPOs the whole game, but obviously there's just so many issues. I think this guy needs to reflect. I think they literally need to reflect, and he needs to be put down for a game at least. Because when Doug says that's not bringing out a good message to the team by benching Carson Wentz, it's showing disrespect to Jalen Hurts, and it's not good. It's not good. Okay, let's skip to Doug's conference. We'll get this. See what he has to say.
Their careers. Obviously.
Because then he would know the answer, but he did not know the answer. Drew Brees has set many records in the NFL, and I believe he set another one last week. He apparently has a Is asked.
Give me one, Jay.
Yeah, I'll give you one when we win.
Oh,
Jay.
Oh,
wow.
So Al, he said there was hope, but he did not back it up with an Eagle cheer.
That should be coming on.
Here's Ava Graham with an update on our question of the day.
All right, we're broadcasting live from the TC Cake Studio, 94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. This Twitter question is brought to you by Armin Chevrolet of Ardmore. Armin carries a variety of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Visit ArminChevy.com before you buy your next pre-owned vehicle. Should the Eagles bench Carson Wentz? 77% say yes.
All right, that hung at that number. Do we have a second question? Please say it super fast.
We do. Should Doug Pederson give up play calling duties? Yes, or no?
Yes. Al.
No.
Rhea.
Yes.
Jonesy.
No.
2-2. Ava, break the tie.
Yeah.
Oh, Ava, now he's going to be really
starting
mad.
again.
Sorry.
Why are you doing that again, Ava? You know he's going to yell at you.
Yeah, Doug's great. Doug's a great guy.
All right, Doug Peterson, should be calling in a second. His call is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Pennsylvania Lottery games online for cash prizes at PALottery.com. Get a $500 first-time deposit bonus. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. I will keep taking calls until Doug calls in. I will cut you and then bring you back on after Doug's call. We should be hearing from any minute. Can't imagine what that's going to be like. Kim's on the line.
I can't wait for this.
Hi, Kim.
I can't wait for this.
I would say good morning, but it's just morning.
Are you unhappy, Kim?
I felt like the kid that got all dressed up sitting on the steps because Eddie gonna pick me up today. No, he's not gonna let me down. He's gonna show up. I swear to God, I know he's gonna do it. And then your mom call you at 4:00 and say, "Baby, he ain't coming."
So what happened? What do you think is going on with our quarterback, Kim?
It's not our quarterback. Role of that team.
Oh no!
And it was shown last year when the two guys that Doug wanted, and he said, "No, they'll be here," and then turned around in the afternoon and them dudes wasn't there. Doug has no control over anything. Just like the question they asked him yesterday, would you bench him? He had to look to the left and say, "Am I? No? Okay, yeah, no, we're not benching him."
Hey, this timing is not good at all, Kim, because he could be called any second listening to this. Is there anything you would like to say directly to Doug?
I would say to Doug, I'm sorry that they putting you in this position because he can't say, "I don't have control." He can't. That's why he's covering for everybody. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't have no control over this. That's why you got 12 offensive coaches. That's why Jim Schwartz can do whatever he wants to do with his defense. That's why Doug can say slant, and Carson will go, "Never mind."
Wow. So even though he won a Super Bowl, you say Doug doesn't have as much power as you would think a coach would have.
He didn't win a Super Bowl. Frank Wright won us a Super Bowl. That's why the Colts won the way that they won yesterday against Aaron Rodgers, because Frank Wright controlled that team. The Doug Peterson that we are seeing is the Doug Peterson that people were concerned with when you heard that Doug Peterson was going to be the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I hear you, Kim. You're making a lot of great points. I'm going to get you up before Doug hears them. Okay?
All right.
Love you, Kim. I'm still waiting for it, Doug.
Gosh.
I have no. I think Joe Wechter, our producer, does this on purpose. Because, all right, who can I put on that's the most critical of the coach just as he's calling in? And then you have that awkward situation.
Well, I mean, it's you can see why it's quarterback and coach. Like they're tied at so many organizations. It's the same thing. We wanted this to be the strength of everything.
Yeah.
By this point in the season, that everybody said we're better in the division because we have a better coach and we have a better quarterback. And it's just gone so south.
That's a great point.
It was a strong point.
One of the things I want to explore with him is the fact that last week was a major point that they were 0 for 9 on third down conversions.
Oh.
But they were almost just as bad yesterday.
Yeah.
So I would think they're working even more on those play calls to try to get but it didn't work.
I wonder.
At that point, what do you do?
I wonder how much you can work on anything right now They're in the whole league's in a. You see all the offsides everywhere.
Yeah.
The inability to practice and to have meetings.
Oh my God, it's terrible. The
That's
hold
the
for the Colts that nearly cost them the game.
Yeah, 15 minutes in a locker room maximum.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So if you have issues to work out, you're really in a tough. You better. It's why the games are so important. The decisions in the games. I don't know how much you can work on under these conditions in practice.
All right, Rhea's been trying to find out where the coach is. Anything on that, Rhea?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Yep. We are still waiting for the coach. It's getting interesting now because normally he is very prompt. He's got a lot of. I'm a guesser, Judge. Again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
By nature, I'm annoyed. Right?
Yeah, you are.
The idea that you are in the throes of a slump and you have 10 minutes to talk to me. That's not something you're looking forward to.
No,
is that correct?
Not at all.
Not at all. In fact, that would be one of the low points on your day.
But he handles it well.
Well, he's a classy dude. That's what I love about Doug Pederson. And he is on the line with us right now. Doug Pederson, head coach of the Eagles. Hi, Doug.
Good morning, Angelo.
Doug, let's just start with this because the whole city's pretty perplexed. We thought we had a really good team this year. What's going wrong? Can you kind of give me an overview of what you see right now with your football team?
Well, I agree with what the city, and what the fans saw back in the summer, the off season. We felt like that. Yeah, we had, the makings of a good football team, and honestly, right now, I mean, we can all probably, and I can say that we're not a good football team right now, and there are just some things that have continually crept into our game that have kept us from winning these games, and one has been injury. We can start with that. That's been a major contributor to this. So there's consistency, continuity, things like that. Two, execution, offensively, defensively, special teams. There's
because of who
around coaches and players to continue to improve and teach upon. Turnovers at an alarming rate have contributed to us being a below average, subpar football team. And I say turnovers, and I also say takeaways. The lack of takeaways. I think that's a
because of who?
That's
because of who?
That's something that, and you saw it yesterday when the defense created a turnover, offense next play we're in the end zone. So those kinds of things go hand in hand, with wins and losses. And
let me tell you something. When we got that strip sack for Fletcher Cox, let me tell you, we were already on the other side of the field, and Carson threw that touchdown pass to Richard Rodgers. Let me tell you something. It was one pass. We're in the end zone like it was nothing. Yeah, it looked like it was pretty easy throwing that one pass in the end zone, but any other time, we can't get from one side of the field to the other, and actually Carson work this offense and actually do a good job. And he's got to put more on himself, especially Doug Pederson, put more on himself. Hold your damn quarterback accountable. Hold him, do something to make him think that his job's not safe. Maybe he'll change what he's thinking in his head.
That's, quite frankly, that's where we are.
When things keep happening the same way, do you start saying to yourself, I got to shake this up, I got to change the starting lineup, maybe bring in some other people? At what point do you get to that and say, I got to shake it up?
Well, I mean, I think that's a valid point. I think that's something that I have to consider and really think about as we move forward. There's 6 games left. I do know that I still have a lot of confidence and trust in the guys that are playing and encouraged by some of the youth on the perimeter, the receivers, and it's something that, listen, we got to work through this. It's salvageable, which is maybe crazy to say, and maybe people have lost faith, lost hope, whatever it is. But for us inside the building, it's salvageable. There's 6 games left, and there's still a lot of football, and we're professionals, and it's something that we have to get fixed.
Doug, you made it real clear yesterday that you were at no point considering removing Carson Wentz, even though he's way underperforming everybody's expectations. What's it going to take?
Well, it's going to take us to continue to coach Carson Wentz and to coach the entire offense, and that's I
Fucking guy don't get it.
I have to look at it from that perspective, and what I said after the game was the belief and the trust that we can still get it fixed, and we can get it corrected here in the next ball game. Great opportunity, or the next 6 games, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at on that, and I think Jalen's been doing a great job for us for what we've asked him to do, and we'll continue to coach him as well, and Nate Sudfeld, and get those guys prepared also. So that's where I'm at with it.
Right, Doug, when you said that you would be sending the wrong message if you sat Carson down even for a series or 2, because it would be like conceding the season. Some of us took that you don't think Jalen Hurts is ready. Is that safe to say?
No, don't misunderstand what I was saying. What I'm saying by that is, I don't want to send a wrong message to the football team that anything is over. Sometimes when that at that position this late in the season, when that happens, sometimes people take that as, okay, we're kind of looking into next year or preparing for next season, whatever it might be, and giving some of these young guys an opportunity to play. That's not the case. Jalen is preparing himself each week to play, and that's what a backup quarterback should do. My perspective is that we have to get it fixed with Carson Wentz, and we have to. That's where my trust and my faith lies, and we can get it done. And so that's where I'm at. But by no means am I saying that I don't have trust or faith in Jalen. It's a matter of having getting the corrections done with Carson.
Doug, you're a quarterback yourself. You know the position inside and out. Why hasn't he fixed it yet?
I think sometimes at that position, there's obviously a lot of scrutiny. There's a lot of publicity, positive and negatively, with that position, surrounding Carson. And when things kind of slowly begin to unravel, I should say, sometimes you can press just a little bit. You want to make every play. You feel like you've got to do something extraordinary to help the team. And this is where, with coaching Carson, that trying to get him to understand that he doesn't have to do that. He can just trust the guys, just rely on the guys, that they're going to do their job. We just want him to do his job. And so sometimes you can get in a position where you feel like you've got to make those plays, and you end up forcing a bad, you end up forcing and making a bad play rather than just taking what's kind of in front of you.
Do you think that's what happened on the sack that was a safety, Doug? He just wouldn't give it up and kept hoping for somebody to open up so you get the ball to them. Is that what happened there? Because normally the pocket is collapsing around you, and it's 2 points, and you're just unloading.
Yeah, that's as a quarterback, and again as an offense, these are part of our backed up philosophy, and one of them is we want to give the punter, if it's third down, we want to be able to give our punter a little more room, right? More that normal 14-yard space to kick the football if you have to punt in that situation, and just understanding that. And I can appreciate him wanting to let the play develop, but at the same time, we just have to have awareness of where we are, obviously on the field, and communicate that, and it's okay to, in those situations, to punt the football if you have to.
Doug, I know you were asked this after the game, but it seems like it keeps recurring. If you decided, you're a Super Bowl winning coach, if you decided just for a little while you wanted to put Carson on the bench and give Jalen Hurts a series or 2, is that your decision solely? Is that something you have to run by the organization because they have so much money committed? Who has the final say on that?
I have the final say because I'm the head coach, and I get to make those decisions. But again, Angelo, it comes with careful consideration by myself, but that will be my decision if that happens.
I'm glad you cleared that up. Doug, you said something at the end was fascinating to me. You said that this is a very interesting period the team is entering because you're going to find out who's in and who's out. If you find out somebody's out, they're not really making a commitment, what do you do about it?
Well, it would be unfortunate that if somebody were not all in at this particular time, because it goes back to the message that I said earlier about, having trust and faith and commitment. And if we're going to do that with, say, the quarterback position in Carson, we got to do that with the entire football team. And, for me, in making that statement to the players, in the situation we're in, it can easily go that direction. It could definitely spiral out of place and really do more damage than harm, or do more damage than good. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to coach that way. I'm going to make it very clear to the players that we're still all in. They were talking that way after the game, that they're going to come in today. They're going to watch the film today. We're going to get ready for Seattle on Monday night and prepare the same way. And just want to make sure that everybody is committed, not just interested in what we're doing, but committed in what we're doing. That's coaches and players. And that's something that this is a big week for us that way.
Well, it sure is. Doug, I know it's a weird thing to say after all these tough questions, but I hope you and the Eagles family have a great Thanksgiving, and maybe on the other side of the holiday, good things will happen. Let's hope so.
Well, I appreciate that, Angelo. You too. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and to all the fans out there. And try not to lose faith. We're continuing to work over here at NovaCare, and we got a great opportunity on Monday night. So we're looking forward to that.
Best of luck. Thank you, Doug. Take care.
Thanks, Angelo.
Doug Pederson with some interesting points. He made it very clear, Al, that it is his decision. Because there was a lot of speculation, even with the answer he gave yesterday, about whether it was. He gets to decide it. He's not ready to decide it. He thinks it's a major step that he is not prepared to take yet. But there's no way to know what will finally trigger it.
Yep,
right?
there's not.
And the fact of the matter is, Josie, maybe the most important part of it is that sack, that set off all the alarm.
Yeah, it did.
And to me, when you're talking to Wentz now, you go, it's 2 points, right? You got to get rid of the ball. I don't get it. I don't understand
it was obvious, and Merrill's call made it that much worse because he called
Merrill
it.
saw it. Merrill said, I hope he knows you can't take a sack.
That's what is great about Merrill. He first guessed. He put it out there, and he was right. And it can't happen.
Joe, anybody watching that game looked at it and went, well, the only thing you can't do here is take a sack.
Exactly. You know what I was worried about? There'd be a holding penalty, which is a sack. Yeah. That's the same thing. But no, he just took a sack. Wow. Doug Pederson was brought to you by Bud Light. Home gate the Eagles game with ice cold Bud Light and takeout from Tap House 23 in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Order for game day or any day at Tap House 23. We'll spell out the number.com. All right, we got a lot of show left for you. Stay right there. When we return, we are going to explore pigeons. That's next. WIP Sports Hub 860.
Well, as we all know, a lot of us are going to be spending more time.
Well, at least we know that he has the control to do that. What about Jeffrey Lurie? What about him? You guys believe that? Press 1 if you think Doug is lying out of his mouth. Press 1 if you think Doug is lying about having control over these roster moves on benching Carson Wentz. I honestly believe he does have control. Somewhat, I do think he has control over it. I just think that he still has hope, but he still, I don't know. And another thing about sending the wrong message, if you're going to send the wrong message by benching Carson Wentz, then why are you talking to your whole team about this? I mean, do you talk to your team? Do you have certain guys that you do talk to, leadership on this offense and this defense? Do you talk to certain people? I don't even know at this point. I don't know what the case is with this. But I have a feeling that something will happen. I have a feeling that changes will be made once Doug gets more embarrassed and Carson Wentz embarrasses himself a lot more during these next games, because I don't have us winning the rest of the year. The 6 games we have left, I have us losing all of them. If this persists the way it does right now, I have no faith in it whatsoever. I really don't. I have no faith in it.
Game against Seattle. After the game, Doug Pederson said Carson Wentz would start. On the WIP morning show, Pederson was asked if that would be his call or did he have to talk to the organization.
Because I'm the head coach and I get to make those decisions. And but again, Angelo, it comes with careful consideration by myself and but that will be my decision if that happens.
You can check out the entire Doug Pederson interview podcast on our website at 94WIP.com. Give the gift of Borgata.
We have a super chat from Toad the Shields. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And I guess you agree with it too, that he's definitely lying about having control over benching Carson Wentz. And Tone the Shields, you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, please subscribe to his channel. Another Eagles vid maker that's on the come up. He just hit over 300 subscribers. You guys could help him out, give him more subs, and start watching his content. Do appreciate it. Really humble guy, humble dude. And appreciate him coming on. So always a good supporter of this channel. And if you guys haven't, subscribe to this channel. Obviously, I'm an Eagles vidmaker as well. Cover the Eagles pretty much every single week, all year, draft, free agency, everything like that. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It is free. If you guys haven't hit that like button either, when you hit the like button, you support this channel, you give some support. I do appreciate that. Check the description below for the links as well to support even more. So much appreciated from all you guys.
And Vegas this holiday season with an MGM gift card, redeemable at Borgata and 20 other MGM resort destinations. Have to talk to the organization.
Because I'm the head coach and I get to make those decisions. And but again, Angelo, it comes with careful consideration. By myself and but that will be my decision if that happens.
You can check out the entire Doug Pederson interview podcast on our website at 94WIP.com. Give the gift of Borgata and Vegas this holiday season with an MGM.
Unreal. I'm enjoying my Thanksgiving. You guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, bro. Enjoy your Thanksgiving this year. Don't waste your time on this. I know we think about it every day, but it's hard to think about it, but don't let it ruin your holiday. Don't let it ruin your day. Don't let this team ruin anything for you. It's not worth it in the end. Because you know what? Doug is going to end up hanging himself. Carson Wentz is going to end up hanging himself. He's already hanging himself already. It's crazy. If Doug's got complete control over this, it is what it is, but
they love you again?
Now they are no longer attacking Wentz or Pederson. They're attacking me.
What'd you do?
Here's what I did, Al. Let me start. Tough questions? Are you kidding me? That was milk toast. 2 words, milk and toast.
Oh,
That's Vincent. Vincent did not. They were not tough questions. Vince did not like the questions, even though 6 of them were about the status of Carson Wentz.
Well, I mean, you got the answer that nobody could get yesterday.
Yeah, it's my call.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty clear.
And then he said, Roger said, "Hey, these are the questions to ask next time, Mr. Pulitzer." All right, I was nominated for a Pulitzer.
Oh, okay.
All right, Doug, doesn't your blind insistence in keeping Wentz in the games, doesn't that threaten your job? Oh, yeah, I think that
Hello.
Yeah, that's a little harsh.
Or, hey, are you pressured from above to keep Wentz in?
Well, you
I
said
did
you did
ask
that. You asked that. That question was asked.
Roger.
Asked and answered.
Roger, I don't want to get personal here, but you're stupid.
That's it. That was asked and answered. Yeah.
I wouldn't go there.
All right, maybe not stupid, but
Well, people are mad, but
slow.
you can't. I mean, you don't
Not well thought out.
antagonize.
Here's the thing. I just said it, Joe. If I'd have gone, Doug, what is it going to? I did ask him, what's it going to take for you to bench him?
Yeah, yeah.
And if he had said, you know what, the more I think about it, you guys are all right. He's done. I'm putting him on the bench. People would have gone, what an interview. Same question, right? I don't know how you got that out of him. You can only script the questions, people, not the answer. But this morning, special on breakfast, try the milk toast.
Tastes great.
Kathy's on the line. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. Hi, Kath. Kathy.
Good morning, Angelo.
Everybody's a critic, Kathy.
I'm so sorry, but I must say, I love you people. You are highly entertaining. I'm a little nervous. It's my first time ever calling any radio station.
All right, then this must be a big deal to you if you call today, Kath.
It's a big deal. I'm screaming at the phone, please take me before you talk to Doug. Please, I beg you, take me first. But I had to defer
all right,
to
well,
all
tell
your
me,
litany of... You guys have so many good callers that...
What do you want to say? Obviously, it's something you need to get off your chest today. What is it, Kath?
Here is the thing. Last year, the last 4 weeks, we witnessed what Carson was capable of doing.
Yep.
At the end, that Vrama, Jadeveon Clowney, knocked him out. Greek word, I'll translate it later. He sustained what clearly was a significant concussion. We go through the offseason. We don't hear squat about this. He comes back. He is not right. Now, I know we have Dr. Fish, and he's awesome, and he's a sports psychologist. This is beyond sports psychology. This is a person who's had a major trauma to his brain, and the synapses in that brain are not firing correctly. And bear with me, because I had a Division I athlete daughter who had a concussion, and I watched it. And she's, took her almost 2 years to actually be able, and she's high level. She now, coincidentally, is a neuropsychologist. That's who Carson needs to see.
All right, Kathy,
And what
listen,
is
I'm going to stop you
happening
for a
here?
second. Because believe it or not, there was a very brief reference in the post game with Wentz where he referenced getting hit in the back of the head. And I think that was his way of saying that didn't help me any either. You're saying he's still experiencing some aftermath from that concussion.
What I am telling you is,
Right.
yes, I am saying that. And here's what I'm saying. It's subtle. But there's a lot of factors here where this young man was paid big time. His rap is he always gets injured. Is he going to admit to us that he's having a problem? Probably not. But Shirley made the point that Doug should be recognizing that he's not doing well. Ray made the point yesterday. Why aren't you helping your quarterback? They helped that stupid, what's his name? Yesterday's quarterback, I'm so nervous I can't even think of it. The one that all the Progressive commercials.
Jalen Hurts? The
Cleveland quarterback. They give him, he's able to.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Run the ball. Oh, by the way, here's a pass. You can make it easier for Carson. You see he's struggling.
All right, hold on, Cal. I need to know what happened to your daughter. Is now she 100% and everything's great?
She's a clinical neuropsychologist at Kennedy Krieger. She's a total boss. And I will give her for free for 2 hours so they can assess him.
All right, but hold on. Now I'm thinking that you're involved in some of the medical profession as well. Is that right, Kath?
No, I am not. But I have 3 family members that have PhDs, and guess who proofreads the damn...
So how long did it take your daughter to be 100% again?
I would say that it has been 2 years. Even now.
2 years?
Even now, though, she tells me there are things that, she compensates She's just got her PhD. She compensates because she's able to. She has high levels. You know, she had a lot to start with, brain matter. But what I'm saying is with Carson, what you see, it's intermittent. Like, he's made a couple good throws this season. He hasn't been all bad, but he makes a lot of poor decisions. And what I'm seeing is he cannot differentiate. Once he's under pressure, he can't make good decisions.
That's a very good, Kath. I got to move on here, but I got to thank you for some great input. We did find this cut, Jonesy. I need you to handle. Did you ever have a concussion, Jonesy?
Yes, multiple.
You did it. Sometimes it shows here on the show. But let's listen to it. Carson made one reference to what he endured with that. He was trying to explore why he's struggling. Let's listen.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, football is football. You know, there's injuries that happen, and you can't control them. They're out of your control. Last year, you want to bring up the concussion, that sucks. You know, being hit in the back of the head like that, that's an unfortunate part of the game, and that stuff happens. So I'm not going to change. I'm going to give it my all, and, you know, I'm going to keep learning as I'm going and learning, you know, how to keep being a better player. Don't get me wrong, but as far as aggressiveness and being confident and all those things, that's not going to change.
All right, he did, Jonesy. The fact that he brought it up,
interesting.
That could be interesting that he brought it up. Maybe his brain's not functioning. How did you miss Rager and throw the rainbow to Miles Sanders? Rager's wide open. You're there. You're everything. Just throw the ball.
His poor play and his drop-off in play leaves it wide open for people to come up with any reason they can for why he's playing poorly. And you can't throw out the knock to the head and think that it's irrelevant based upon how bad he has played and how well he was playing before he got hit last year.
He brought it up, Jonesy. I didn't.
Yeah, it's interesting.
One of my favorite callers is next on the line, Ben from Dover. Ben Dover. Hi, Ben.
Good morning. How you doing, Angela?
Couldn't be better. Ben, what are you feeling right now about our coach?
Well, I think Mr. Pederson is a terrible decision maker. He really is, man. He's out of control. And I think he's lost the locker room, basically, my opinion.
Wow. All right, now, you just heard his explanations on the key points involving Wentz. Did they in any way satisfy you?
No, not even close. First of all, let me tell you something, sir.
All right, wait. No, let me for sure. What would have satisfied you? What did you want to hear from the coach today?
I have to put my quarterback in better position to be successful. I need to run the football more because no team has stopped us running the football the last few weeks. But yet you start running the football and your quarterback can't throw the ball from Angelo to Rita right next to her. I'm right next to him. So why you continuously refuse to why you continually want to continue to throw the football and your quarterback can't see from left to right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Right. Listen, a couple weeks ago, right, that boy, Jalen Rager, Boston Scott had 3 runs, sir, for 63 yards.
Correct.
That's an average of 21 yards a run. Mr. Sanders had 15 runs for 83 yards. So you stop running the football against the Giants, who can't stop the run, and you continue to do this every single week, and your quarterback is not successful offensively. You got a guy wide open yesterday. If he throws that ball to the man on the left, immediately, 2-step drop, throw the ball to him on the left, that interception don't happen.
He's doing that all the time, Ben.
Every single week.
Ben, he's not ever just releasing the ball quickly to somebody who does a rubber out, something over the middle where he's open. And you watch these other games, and that's half their offense.
The passes are thrown to the receivers, running backs, or whatever, where they're supposed to be. The ball is thrown before they even make their cut.
You're making some great points, Ben.
This cat holds on to the football till eternity.
I love it, Ben. Good job by you. I'm going to, when we come back, I'm going to play we did a montage, Al, of some of, not all of, some of the mistakes that Carson Wentz made yesterday. It's frightening. It's absolutely frightening how badly he's playing and the fact that right now the Eagles are going to hang in with them. I would make the move now.
Because the coach said it's salvageable. They speak.
Is it? Well, do you think it is?
Well, look at, you know what? It sounds funny, but you look at the division and that's there. I mean, it's a reality. It's salvageable.
If they were 3 games behind right now, it might be different.
Geez.
Might be totally different. I don't know. 3-6-1. I'm not.
What
impressed.
are you salvaging?
I don't know what you're salvaging, Ray. That sounds like everybody, including my co-host, want me to yell on him. Say, well, put him like on a
I
witness
heard the
stand.
word salvageable, and that's where we're at this point.
Salvageable, Doug. It is not salvageable.
They're possibly the
that is-
worst team in the NFL.
That is not a question. Put it in the form of a question. Doug, do you think your job is salvageable? That's nothing.
That's a terrible question.
215. That's why I didn't
Poor
ask.
guy.
That's why I
No,
didn't
it's
ask.
not.
Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Yeah.
215.
Happy Thanksgiving.
592.
Redskins. Not the Redskins.
WIP
Washington.
Sports Time, 8:35. Yeah, let me tell you something right now. The most hated jeweler in America is named Steven Singer Jewelers, and here's why.
Should have asked that damn question if his job was salvageable. Should have fucking asked that because it's not looking too good right now. I think, obviously, and I think they're right. I think it would be a different if we were behind 3 games. If we were last pay, well, I mean, I know all the NFC East teams are pretty much close, still close as of right now. But what are we, a half game ahead right now? I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure. You know, Dank Burrito. You know, some people do say, I hope we lose more games. And honestly, if people say, you know, I hope we lose more games so that changes will get done, I honestly don't blame them. I don't want to lose, but if he's not going to hold Carson Wentz accountable, doesn't even yell in his face, does nothing. I mean, you remember that 49ers game, that mic'd up 49ers game in 17 when the whole offense looked like crap and Doug was like, we better get our shit together. Like, he was yelling at everybody. Like, he really raised his voice. Like, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that now. It's a joke. The 170 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'm an Eagles YouTube vid maker that pretty much covers the Eagles all year. Guys haven't subscribed, do appreciate it. Guys haven't hit that like button. Hit the like button. You're supporting the channel, so I appreciate that. You know how YouTube is. Appreciate everybody being here, going through this whole thing with me. You know, the holidays are coming up, guys. We don't need to ruin our Thanksgiving with this crap that we're dealing with this team. Don't let it ruin your holiday.
Where one judge is
for justice.
One case at a time.
I don't know. Could you guys actually wait 2 more years? If that's true because of that concussion, could you actually wait 2 more years? We can't afford to wait 2 years. I'd say with what's going on now, this team is at least 3 years behind. This team is 3 years behind. Busy.
Accounting for 9 of the Browns' 22 points, picked 6, and a brutal safety he took. On the WIP morning show, Doug Pederson says the season is salvageable, says he doesn't want to send the wrong message to the team by benching Wentz because people assume you're looking ahead to next year. Pederson did say if it ever comes to that, it will be his call.
I have the final say because I'm the head coach and I get to make those decisions. And but again, Angelo, it comes with careful consideration by myself and but that will be my decision if that happens.
You can check out the entire Doug Pederson interview podcast on our website at 94WIP.com. Team at MHS Lift is looking for experienced technicians to join their award-winning team. Find out more at MHSLift.com. NBC 10 first alert forecast showers early, then turning sunny, windy, temperatures dropping. It's currently 55. To stream 94 WIP, get our podcast and all the latest stories in Philadelphia sports, Go to the all-new 94WIP.com.
2020 Sports on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
All right, 8:42 is the time. Top of the hour. Our expert on football, Ross Tucker. He'll get to the bottom of this Wentz situation. But, Judge, I want to ask you a question about in hockey. Like, if you're on a team that had a terrible game, would there be in-depth film study?
There can be, yeah.
There can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm thinking today, there is in football for every game. There's a lot of film study.
Yes,
in fact, there's an extra day to prepare because the next game is Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So just picture this. We're in the meeting room. I guess they break up by position. And you got the quarterback coach in there, probably Doug, because he's this is the thing that's most important. And they're reviewing the tape of Carson Wentz's performance.
Yep.
All right, now we're going to do it via the radio call, the brilliant radio call of Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. And here are our highlights and then Carson Wentz's comments after yesterday.
Wentz takes the snap, he pumps, he swings it out, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted! And in for a touchdown, it's talkie. That was a poor pass by Carson Wentz. He had Sanders in the flat, and he ballooned the ball. Back goes Wentz. He pumps. He looks. He starts forward. He plunges forward, and he's short. He held the football too long that time. One moment he looks so good, and then the next moment it's disaster. Wentz cannot be sacked right here. Wentz back. He's looking, stepping up. He's sacked for a safety. He didn't throw it away. He had sufficient time, and he didn't throw it away.
You gotta throw that football.
Wentz takes the snap again. He looks. He pumps. He starts to run. He is dragged down. He held the ball too long, and that is it for this drive. He fakes. He steps up. He is floating it, and it is intercepted by the Browns for all practical purposes, end the game.
I'm the same player, I'm going to go cut it loose. I'm going to, be the same guy and give
Yeah, you are being the same guy. You're right.
2016, Carson Wentz beat the Browns 29-10. Here we are 4+ years later, and he looks nowhere near like the quarterback he did in his very first NFL start.
It's disheartening to see where this thing is going.
All right, so Jonesy, we got up on the screen the sack in the end.
That's all you need to have on the screen.
All right. What could he sack?
I would love to hear. I would love to hear his answer on it, because I would suspect that whenever the message came in for whatever play they were running into Wentz's helmet, the one thing that was emphasized was do not get sacked here.
Merrill announced it just before the snap.
So did every person sitting in their living room. It's not rocket
science. But it wasn't present in the mind of the quarterback.
It hasn't been all season. This isn't a yesterday problem. This problem has existed with him since game 1 against Washington.
All right, we just had a caller who suggested the after effects of the concussion are still in place. Are you buying that theory?
No, I'm just buying that he's regressed to the point where does anyone talk to him?
Why?
Does anyone point out in meetings how dreadful he is?
Here's what's amazing. Here's why I know that he's not being asked the right questions in those meetings.
Yeah.
Because when he does that news conference, he sounds like a robot.
Worthless. They're worthless.
It's the same program stuff you can't say 10 weeks out. We're going to fix this.
I got to tip my hat to the defense.
The defense thing was unbelievable. Defenses, especially on third down. You're 2 for 21 the last 2 games against bad third down defenses. How did that happen?
The NFL is scoring at a historic rate, and this offense can't do anything.
Joe, get Pederson back on. I want to yell at him. All right, Kenny from the Dirty 30s online. Hi, Kenny.
That's all I'm hearing is we need to bench Wentz. I'm telling you this flat out. If we had Joe Montana in his prime, Tom Brady in his prime, Joe Namath in his prime, that's not going to change anything. This team is broken everywhere. And it all starts how we got a horrible team put together. Our coaches are horrible. Our coaches have no control. Our players are mental right now. And the ones that can play don't even know which way to go because they're trying to cover for others. We do not have professional wide receivers. They cannot. I watched that Minnesota that can make a play. Let me make a play. Our Ray said we can't even scheme anybody open. They're just basically running out patterns, button hooks, and fly patterns that anybody could cover. I'm telling you right now, I honest to God believe we couldn't beat Temple right now.
Well, we're having a pretty awful season, too.
Kenny, are you saying that you do not agree with Doug Pederson that this season is salvageable?
No. We hit the iceberg. We're going down. We're at the part of the Titanic where the stern is up in the air and it's just kind of bobbing before it actually goes down. That's where we are right now.
All right. Is Doug in the band playing songs as the boat goes glub, glub, glub?
No, Doug's that rich guy that's sitting in the chair ordering drinks while the water's coming up. That's where we are.
Penny, excellent metaphor. Thank you, my brother.
It all goes back to Roseman. You watch the game and you see Roseman in a picture-in-picture.
Oh my God!
Because you then watch receivers he could have had. You watch Peters and you go, why the hell? Yeah. Why is he and Alshon even there? What did you set up here? How did you take a quarterback that you can't use? It all goes back. Everything that's gone wrong, you can draw an arrow right there to what are you? What's happened?
Could I have an availability with Howie this week?
No, he can't say. What's he going to do now?
No, Al, honestly, he has not spoken the entire season.
He won't speak until after the season.
But this puts more and more onus on the coach. He has to answer all the questions.
Every time.
There's a lot of roster questions I want to ask Howie.
You don't think the quarterback's watching other games and seeing receivers that shake?
Howie Roseman once had a talk show on this radio station.
Now, the quarterback can't say a word because there are plays to be made with the receivers he has on his team, and he either overthrows them, throws at their feet, or throws to the other team. So I don't want to hear from him.
Al is on live from Antioch. Hi, Al.
Hey, Al. Good morning.
What are you thinking, Al?
Well, I was thinking you should talk to Pederson. You said you're going to ask him all these questions before he gets on, and then he gets on. You don't ask him the right questions.
I asked him every one of the questions.
Well, you should have said he needs to be benched, but you just kept on saying, let me call him back. Why didn't you say something when he was on?
I asked him what it would take for him to bench Wentz. How should I have phrased that?
What it would take? You already see what it would take. He's doing terrible.
So I did say that Wentz is meeting none of our expectations. That I needed to say he's doing terrible?
Well, I don't know. It just seems like every week you talk a good ball game. When he gets on it, you don't answer the right questions. That's the way I'm looking at it.
It's because the coach is not antagonistic. When you do an interview, if the person doesn't jump at you or down you can't just yell at somebody. If you're thinking about when the baseball coach Kapler comes on, Kapler would get defensive and he draw you into.
He called me irresponsible.
He doesn't work the way.
You wanted me to say you need not be. That's not really a question. You wanted me to say you have to bench Carson Wentz. That's what you wanted me to say.
Oh no, exactly like that. But you got to at least tell him you're beating around the bush. It seems like all the time. You just kept on saying I got to call him back. What were we going to ask him?
I was joking about that. I was going. You wanted me to yell at him.
Why not?
Understand?
All right, I understand. But anyway, I'm Butch from Matty Young's brother-in-law.
Oh no!
I
knew it.
Figured that.
Sing us a Flintstone song there, brother.
I don't do that.
Al, thanks for the call.
I will say this: you asked, and I think he took it a different way, much like the Jalen Reagor, Jalen Hurts thing last week. You asked what it was going to take, and I think he thought what it was going to take to turn this around. Well, but you were asking what's it going to take to bench him?
Because I asked the same question 6 times.
I know.
I just kept asking.
Well, just so people know, I transcribed the entire thing while it's doing. So I have everything that was asked
But I just kept. Basically, I knew there was one question in the mind of every fan. Yeah. When is Wentz going to get benched, if ever, and who has the authority to do it? And those were the things I focused on because that was what everybody wanted to know.
Well, he gave a clear answer to the who's call.
Clear answer on both of them.
Yep.
He's not benching him any time that I can see into the. No reflection against Hurts. He just thinks right now you don't want to go in that direction unless it may be permanent. Right, Al?
Yeah.
And the second thing was he believes he has the full authority to make that decision. He said, I'm the head coach.
Yeah.
I got clarity on the two biggest issues.
So when you see Hurts come in, if it's on Monday night, the season's over.
You know.
Because he's boxed himself in.
Josie, you're 100% right. The minute Hurts comes in and Wentz is not hurt, Hurts is in because he thinks they have no chance with it.
Officially done.
An official statement. I have lost all faith in Wentz.
Yeah.
We have clarified that for you at no charge. Thank you. Big Rube is up next. We don't charge for radio. It's free.
No worries.
It's very free.
Yeah.
Big Rube, holla. Rube, I am now officially adopting the Steelers. My record is 10-0.
10-0. Let's go. But it's so wild just looking at, again, like last Monday, 3, 6-1, and 10-0, and they both, the NFC East and AFC North, they both lead the division. They go in two different directions, but they both division leaders as well.
Rube, I got to acknowledge at one point I did trip over to the Red Zone channel. I watched Big Ben throw a horrible interception in the end zone. And I said to myself, if this were Wentz, we would all be losing our mind. It didn't even matter. Al, it didn't matter one bit. Because the Steelers are so good, they roll over everybody. Are you going undefeated this year, Rube?
That's what Tony Dungy said that yesterday in the Sunday night broadcast. He said the way their schedule looked, they could. I mean, I do want them to, lose one just to, because they, the way it looked, they might get the bye. So, just have one loss under the belt. You know what I mean?
Rube, listen to me. Rube, I need to ask a big favor.
Yeah.
Please, I beg you, beat Andy Reid in the playoffs and ruin his season.
Oh, that's
Would
what
you please do that?
I mean?
Pat Mahomes, knock Pat Mahomes out of the game. Do something so that you could win and that Andy Reid doesn't have to have 2 straight titles because the first one's still sticking in my head. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's all taken care of.
It's all taken care of, Al.
Yeah.
All right, so all I got to...
I like the way Al was talking about the receivers. That was like all these receivers that did good yesterday from the ones let go and that was on the board.
Right.
The Eagles just passed up on them.
We did, but we still have Alshon Jeffrey, and we're damn proud of that, Rube. Rube, if you would, please, tell me when I can get chicken.
Well, the day before the Turkey Day, come get some of my fried chicken on Wednesday, back on 2nd Street.
Rube, what's tastier, chicken or turkey?
Oh, no doubt, chicken, because, you know what I mean, you got more of a fat content with chicken.
I have a roast chicken for Thanksgiving, not a turkey.
Rhea will not eat a turkey.
Yeah, I'm not a turkey fan.
She enjoys a chicken.
Yep.
Are you brining your chicken right now, Rhea?
No, I stick it in the oven and roast it.
All right, that's a bad
She's feeding it.
Rube, that's a bad chicken. Brine your chicken and get it with Big Rube. He is the man. Thank you, Big Rube. How? 215-592-9494. We got a lot of show left. We come back. Russ Tucker will break all this down now in a way that really clarifies the current crisis of the Philadelphia Eagles. We got Hot Seat coming out. And I got to say more about Alshon Jeffrey and Jason Peters. Al, please warm the car up. We got to get them out of here.
Oh.
WIP Sports Time, 856.
It is that time of year again, and I don't know about you, but I plan to.
All right, guys. Well, I think the time will come. The time will come when something has to be done and will be done. I think it will come. I think it's just going to take... You never know. I mean, the Seattle game comes Sunday. We have the game Monday night. Come Sunday, you never know. Something could change. Something could happen. You never know at this point. If Doug has complete control over this roster, it is what it is. But there could be a huge turnover. We'll see what happens, but I'm not digging it. Carson Wentz, I think, needs to reflect on himself. Something has to be done. I have no answers because if this guy has complete control over this roster, then I don't know what to say about it. Because the Seahawks, I don't care if they're the last ranked pass defense in the league. I could care less about that. At the end of the day, even if they're the last, we can't beat a team like that at the end of the day. We can't. We can't put the game on our defense, especially. Can't put the game on our offense. Last ranked pass defense for the Seahawks, I don't care what it is. All it takes is one bad throw. That's all it takes. So, I don't know. I think a decision will get made. Especially these next few games that we're facing some powerhouse teams, the next few weeks. Once we're not in the lead of the NFC East, once we're a game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, you're going to start to see a change. Something is going to happen. Something will happen. We're leading the NFC East, and there's hope. I think we're only literally not making moves because we're leading the NFC East still, but we're losing games, and we're not getting better, and we haven't been getting better. Dysfunctional offense, dysfunctional head coach. No one's put on the spot. But like they said, you bench Carson Wentz, it's over. You bench Carson Wentz, it's done. Once he's benched, it's over. Like Carson Wentz is the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles anymore. I thought maybe they would have kept him for another year next year, which they could. But the way this is going right now, I don't know. I don't care how much money's tied into him. I really don't know at this point. There's plenty of players that need to be off this team. There's plenty of, seriously. Why is Alshon Jeffrey getting more reps than John? Why is John Hightower not playing? Why isn't he playing? Alshon Jeffrey's taking his snaps. Travis Fulgham doesn't even exist on this team anymore. The route combinations, it's everything. Like what they said about Andy Reid, like designing. If you have a weak roster, a weak offensive roster with injuries, or just because you don't have the right guys on the field, you design your offense to beat teams based on matchups. And Doug can't do that at all. Doug literally just throws everybody on the field to run a route, and that's it. And it doesn't matter who it's against. You have to game plan against certain defensive players. If you don't have the roster. And he even said injuries still. He even talked about injuries again. Who are you waiting for? Deshaun Jackson ain't going to make a difference because he's not going deep. And every time he goes deep, Carson's throwing it he's panic throwing deep passes. Screens. Sticking with the game plan to run the football and being very successful at it, and then kind of going away from it. It's a huge alarm. So Carson Wentz shouldn't be the quarterback the rest of the year. Like I wasn't guys, I wasn't all for benching him. I thought evaluation period was needed for Carson this year and Doug. So no one could say if we got a new OC during the year, if we switched quarterbacks, there wasn't that what if. What if Doug stayed in? What if Doug played these games? What if Doug called these plays? What if Carson stayed in as the quarterback? To me, there's no what ifs anymore. To me, something has to get done. I wasn't in for benching. They have to. This guy can't play anymore. I said it from week 1 of the season that something is wrong with Carson Wentz. I just saw it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I said something's wrong. And because it was one game, people were like, it's only one game. I said, okay, it's one game, but something is wrong. Play calling. Not holding your players accountable. Got to change it. Got to change it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has got to be. I actually really enjoyed this today, guys. I really did enjoy this today, a lot. Especially reading all you guys' comments and kind of laughing inside what you guys are saying. So I know I haven't been interacting because we've been reacting to this. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Before you leave today, Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Eagles News. We're going to be doing this every week, even every year. I think this is going to be perfect. I think this is nice just to sit back. You know, obviously I'll try to do it when it's actually live, then just, I don't think it really matters, but depending on when I wake up and stuff. So really did enjoy this. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button. If you hit the like button, you're supporting the channel. You're supporting the channel. And I do appreciate everybody being here. Just enjoy your Monday. Enjoy this week. Look at the news here and there, but enjoy this week. I'll have more videos out, obviously. Probably I'll have another video out tonight. I'm gonna got some stuff to do today. So everybody just relax. Don't let it ruin your Thanksgiving. Okay? Do not let it ruin your Thanksgiving. And I appreciate all of you being here today. It really was a treat to see you guys come in, and I didn't think people were going to show up. But much appreciated coming in and doing their thing. Yeah. So, other than that, guys, that's it. I will see you guys later. Love all you guys. And I will see you guys later. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Remember, Shake Squad up. Fly will fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.